Good morning, dear shareholders. I, Kalavi, Company Secretary of BPCL, welcome you all to the 69th Annual General Meeting of the company. It is indeed my great pleasure to interact with you today. We are conducting the AGM through video conferencing as per the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. Facility for joining this meeting through video conference is made available for the members on a first-come, first-served basis. The company has also provided webcast facility to view the live proceedings of this annual general meeting. The Register of Directors and key managerial personnel, the Register of Contracts or Arrangements, has been made available electronically for inspection by the members during the AGM on request by email. All the relevant documents mentioned in the notice are available electronically for inspection on request. Members present will be on mute mode by the host to avoid disturbances and to ensure the smooth conduct of the meeting. As the AGM is being held through video conference, the facility for appointment of proxies by the members was not applicable and hence the proxy register is not available for inspection. The company had provided the facility for remote e-voting. The remote e-voting facility was open from Wednesday, 24th August from 9 a.m. to Sunday, 28th August up to 5 p.m. The process for login and for participation in the meeting was intimated in the notice convening the meeting, and the process for e-voting was covered in the notice convening the meeting, and it was also emailed to the shareholders separately. We have provided the facility for voting electronically during the meeting to those shareholders who are attending the meeting but have not done the remote e-voting prior to the AGM and are otherwise eligible to vote. After the conclusion of Chairman's briefing to the shareholders and the question and answer session, the shareholders may proceed to vote on the proposed resolutions. The voting window will be available up to 15 minutes after the conclusion of the meeting. We have also provided the facility for the shareholders to speak during the meeting. The shareholders who had registered by email as speaker shareholders during the period 21st August to 24th August will be allowed to speak during the meeting. The names of the speaker shareholders will be announced one by one. The moderator will give appropriate access to the concerned shareholder to speak once the chairman opens the floor for question and answers. I would also like to inform that the notice of AGM was emailed on 2nd August 2022 and thereafter Shri Sukmal Kumar Jain was appointed as Director Marketing with effect from 22nd August 2022 as per the directions from Government of India. Further, I have the pleasure of introducing the Board of Directors of the company who are attending this meeting. Shri Arun Kumar Singh, Chairman and Managing Director, Shri Vatsa Ramakrishna Gupta, Director Finance and Chief Financial Officer with additional charge of Director Human Resources, Shri Sanjay Khanna, Director Refineries, Shri Sukmal Kumar Jain, Director Marketing, Shri Gopal Krishna Agarwal, Independent Director and Chairman of the Audit Committee, is unable to attend the meeting and has requested for leave of absence, and he has given authorization to Mr. Pradeep Agarwal, member of the Audit Committee, to attend on his behalf. Professor Bhagavati Prasad Saraswat, Independent Director and Chairman of Nomination and Remuneration Committee, is attending the meeting through video conference from Ajmer. Shri Ghanshyam Sher, Independent Director and member of Stakeholder Relationship Committee, is attending the meeting through video conferencing from Indore. Dr. Aishwarya Biswal, Independent Director and member of Stakeholder Relationship Committee, is attending the meeting through video conference from Bhubaneswar. Shri Pradeep Agarwal, Independent Director, is attending the meeting through video conferencing from Vadodara. The statutory auditors, the secretarial auditors and the cost auditors are also present at the meeting through video conferencing. Participation of members through video conference is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Section 103 of the Companies Act 2013. I confirm that the requisite quorum is present through video conference, and I request Sri Arun Kumar Singh to take the chair and start the proceedings of the meeting.
Dear share owners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I warmly welcome you all to this 69th Annual General Meeting of the Corporation. I thank all the directors, representative of the President of India, representative of Government of Kerala, representatives of other major shareholders, our auditors, and all the members attending this AGM virtually. Shri Gude Srinivas and Shri Suman Billa, government nominee directors, could not attend the meeting due to their business exigencies. The notice of the AGM, the directors' report, and audited accounts for the year ended March 31st, 2022 are already with you, and with your permission, I take them as read. At the outset, I would like to congratulate you on your company improving its rank by 99 places to 295 in the Fortune Global 500 list of 2022. Only 9 Indian companies, including BPCL, have had the distinction of being featured in the coveted list based on consolidated revenues for the fiscal year ending on or before March 31, 2022. I am happy to share with you a significant recent development in the group structure of your company. The amalgamation of Bharat Oman Refinery Limited and Bharat Gas Resources Limited, our wholly owned subsidiaries with BPCL, has been completed, with effect from July 1, 2022 and August 16, 2022 respectively. With this, your company stands to reap immense benefits of integration in the form of tax efficiencies, logistics and manpower synergies, capital structure, economies, and operational flexibilities. I thank the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of Madhya Pradesh, all our shareholders, and the creditors of BPCL, BORL, and BGRL for supporting us to accomplish this. Now let me share with you the pragmatism with which your company is approaching new business opportunities. Recognizing the need to diversify and create additional revenue streams as the energy landscape undergoes transformation, your company has, during 21-22, created 2 new business units, namely renewable energy and new businesses, to pursue clean energy business and consumer retailing business in a focused manner. These business units have formulated a detailed strategic roadmap, are taking definitive steps in the direction of realizing BPCL's aspirations. Coming to the operational performance during the year 2021-22, your company registered an improvement in physical parameters with market sales of 42.51 million ton and crude throughput of 30.07 million ton on a standalone basis, as against 38.74 and 26.40 million ton respectively in the previous year. It is with immense pride that I share with you that BPCL has achieved the number 1 position in the market sales growth among the PSU oil marketing companies. On the financial front, the profit after tax stood at Rs 8,789 crore on a standalone basis, as against profit after tax of 19,042 crore in the previous year. The higher profit after tax last year was mainly due to the one-time gain on the sale of stake in Numaligarh Refinery Limited. Apart from this, during the year 2021-22, the gains due to higher refining margins were more than offset by lower marketing margins and lower inventory gains, dragging our profits down. However, continuing our tradition of rewarding shareholders, the Board of Directors declared a total dividend of Rs 16 per share on earnings of Rs 41.31 per share for the year. Here, I also need to mention factors that have been affecting the entire world and consequently all of us. Over the past 2 years, initially COVID and more recently, the energy shock induced by the Russia-Ukraine war have been hurting the global economy and in particular the financial health of domestic oil marketing companies. Nevertheless, Such developments have made it evident that the world will continue to need oil and gas for a long time to come, at least until alternative sources of energy mature fully in terms of affordability, accessibility, and reliability. The global energy landscape is changing, and we are changing too. Your company has always looked at challenges as stepping stones to success and important learning opportunities. A rising challenge is the energy transition, which represents oil and gas companies both an existential threat as well as an opportunity to diversify and evolve into energy companies. BPCL has already taken action to diversify and expand into adjacent and alternate business, which will not only provide additional revenue streams but also offer a hedge against any decline in the oil and gas business. The company has identified six strategic areas: petrochemicals, gas, renewables, new businesses, that is consumer retailing, e-mobility, and upstream, which will serve as pillars of future growth and create sustainable value for our stakeholders, while the core business of refining and marketing of petroleum products continues to provide stability and funding bandwidth. Before I talk in detail about these six pillars, I would like to emphasize that we have created capacities and augmented our capabilities over the years to become independent in production and distribution of petroleum products across the country. Our strategically located refineries and well laid out network of depots, installation, plants, and pipelines enable us to serve our customers seamlessly at all times and also scale new peaks of growth. It was indeed a proud moment for BPCL when, during the year 2021-22, our 355-kilometer Bina Kanpur multi-product pipeline was dedicated to the nation by the Honorable Prime Minister. I'll now elaborate on the progress made across these six pillars. BPCL's topmost priority now is to enhance its presence in the petrochemicals space. In this direction, your company has planned two new projects: the ethylene cracker project at Bina Refinery and polypropylene project at Kochi Refinery, for which feasibility studies and other pre-project activities are underway. The projects are likely to take around 4 years for completion once the environment clearance is received and are expected to come on stream by 26-27. Once commissioned, these will increase the share of petrochemical in company's product portfolio from around 1% currently to about 8%. In the city gas distribution segment of the natural gas business in the country, BPCL has further expanded its footprint, acquiring licenses for 8 new geographical areas in the recently concluded 18th and 11A CGD bidding rounds. With this, BPCL has licenses for developing CGD networks in 25 GAs covering 62 districts. On an overall basis, the company has interest in a total of 50 GAs covering 105 districts, inclusive of joint ventures. Success in the past few rounds of CGD bidding has seen BPCL emerge as one of the top 3 CGD players in the country. Further, commercial operations have started at 8 new GAs during the year, while work on the other GAs is progressing well. Towards the cause of environment protection and aligned with the national priorities, your company has pledged its commitment to enhance its green footprint and moved ahead in this direction. BPCL has announced its aspiration to achieve net zero emissions in Scope 1 and Scope 2 by 2040, a first among PSU oil marketing companies, and has formed an Energy Transition Council to drive the objective. With the help of a leading consultant, a detailed roadmap is being laid out, including critical milestones to be achieved at various stages in this journey. The renewable energy business unit, while undertaking commercial ventures in the renewable space, will be a major driver and contributor to the company's green initiative. BPCL has planned to scale up its renewable energy portfolio from less than 50 megawatts today to 1 gigawatt by 2025 and 10 gigawatts by 2040, and has begun exploring various organic and inorganic opportunities in this direction. Recognizing the immense potential that the consumer retailing market holds in the country, your company has decided to expand its reach and presence in the non-fuel business to offer consumables, durables, and services by leveraging BPCL's pan-India network of over 20,000 retail outlets and 6,200 plus LPG distributors. With initial focus on small towns and rural areas, the recently created business unit New Businesses has developed a unique digitally enabled omni-channel business model to provide fuel and non-fuel offering to the lowest strata of Indian market through engagement of rural women, folk entrepreneurs called Urja Devis. In its first year of formation, the business has already opened 30 in and out stores in tehsils and enrolled 300 Urja Devis in rural areas. The business is working towards creating 1500 in and out stores and engaging 15,000 Urja Devis in the year 22-23. With electric mobility likely to gain traction, your company has come out with an innovative concept of creating highway fast charging corridors to address the range anxiety related to four-wheelers. On a pilot basis, company has adopted 900 km of the Chennai-Trichy-Madurai highway, 9 NH45, where it has set up a recharging facility at every 100 km distance at its retail outlets along with both sides of this stretch. BPCL plans to extend this facility across 200 highway corridors with around 2,000 retail outlets in the year 2022-23 in its journey to convert its retail outlet into energy stations where multiple fueling options will be available. Besides, the company has also formed alliances with various electric two-wheeler companies to provide fast charging facilities at its retail outlets and plans to expand its business in the e-mobility space as the market grows. In the upstream space, Bharat Petro Resources Limited, our wholly owned upstream subsidiary, has achieved a major milestone in the development of one of its biggest exploration assets, the BPCL concession in Brazil, with the consortium submitting declaration of commerciality for the oil and gas discovery in December 2021. The next steps in the monetization process, submission of field development plan and final investment decision are likely to take place shortly, subsequent to which construction will commence. To participate in this development, BPCL has recently received the approval of the Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs for the proposed investment of approximately $1.6 billion in the asset. On the Mozambique front, where BPRL along with other consortium members is developing the True Train LNG project, the energy situation is improving and the consortium is working towards an early restart of the project. BPRL, with majority of its assets in the development and production phase, is well placed to generate positive cash flows in the future. On our digital transformation, I am happy to share that BPCL's Project Anubhav has delivered innovative applications and solutions with exceptional features, thereby enhancing trust, convenience and personalization for our esteemed customers, while improving transparency and efficiency in our operations. Initiatives under Project Anubhav include customer engagement platform to give a unified view of BPCL to all our customers and connect effectively with them. IRIS, digital nerve center to integrate and interconnect our locations and assets to better governance and efficient operations. Digital marketing platform to improve marketing agility and integrated supply chain management solution to enhance visibility and alacrity across the delivery chain. Applications like Hello BPCL, IRIS, Urja, UFill, Advanced Loyalty Program and Sales Buddy extended across the business units and have become powerful brands today and are seeing increased usage day by day. On the disinvestment front, as you are aware, the government has recently put on hold its plan to disinvest its stake in the company. In this regard, I would like to assure you that any disinvestment related government decision has not and will not impact the rigor and dedication with which your company conducts its operations and is pursuing its long-term strategic plans in the best interest of all stakeholders. Coming to the economic scenario, the year 2021-22 saw the global economy registering a spectacular growth and after suffering one of the worst recessions in the previous year. However, global economic growth is facing severe headwinds from the current high levels of inflation and growing recessionary fears. The Indian economy too witnessed a strong recovery in the year 2021-22. While the inflation level has increased lately, the Reserve Bank of India and government are taking all necessary steps to tame the inflation and stimulate economic growth. Nevertheless, country's long-term prospects as the growth leader of the world are intact, and the nation is well on its path to soon emerge as a developed country. Now, let me share with you the oil and gas sector scene. The oil and gas sector has been witnessing some tumultuous times recently, characterized by heightened volatility and record high prices brought about by the Russian sanctions and moderations of production by OPEC+. Though the oil prices have since cooled down to some extent, they remain firm. Similarly, gas prices have been in an upward spiral, breaching multi-year highs. Such a high price scenario is unfavorable for the Indian economy, which is dependent on imports to the extent of around 86% of crude oil and around 50% of natural gas. Besides geopolitics and prices, the gumption and speed with which the world is moving towards green energy solutions is keeping the energy sector in the spotlight. In tandem with the world, India too has pledged to reduce its carbon footprint and achieve net zero emissions by 2070 through a host of measures, including uses of alternate energy sources like renewables, biofuels, nuclear energy, and electric mobility. Thus, with the country poised to grow at a high rate, all forms of energy will be required, including oil and gas. I would now like to share with you the company's performance highlights and the progress on major initiatives. Let me begin with the operating performance. The refinery performance during the year 2021-22 was better than the previous year, with Mumbai and Kochi refineries achieving a combined throughput of 30.07 million ton as against 26.40 million ton in 2020-21. Also, the refineries recorded a higher weighted average gross refining margin of USD 9.09 per barrel, USD 9.09 per barrel during the year as compared to USD 4.06 per barrel in the previous year on account of improvement in international cracks of petroleum products and maximization of value-added product by refineries. Our refineries have been making concerted effort to enhance reliability, improve operational availability, increase the energy and manpower efficiency, and optimize costs. Besides, we have also been diligently working fortifying our refinery processes and operations in a major way. In the area of crude oil procurement, BPCL's independent crude oil trading desk, in its first full year of operation, contributed immensely by tapping into the global spot crude oil opportunities in an agile manner. The company continues to engage with various suppliers across geographies to take advantage of the evolving market dynamics and ensure uninterrupted crude supplies for its refineries. In the marketing segment, your company once again proved its prowess, recording the highest growth of 9.73% among PSU OMCs, improving the market share to 24.73% as on March 31, 2022, as against a market share of 24.33% among the PSU OMCs in the previous year. With a staunch focus on retaining volumes in strong markets, increasing presence in potential markets, and capturing newer markets, particularly in underrepresented areas, while ensuring excellent customer service, your company's retail business commanded the growth leadership position among PSUs OMCs in the year 2021-22. The business registered a total market sale of 26.4 million ton, growing at 9.1% over the previous year, as compared to PSU OMC growth of 7.5%. Continuing its network expansion drive, BPCL crossed the 20,000 mark in number of retail outlets during March 22 and has been able to retain the position of second largest PSU OMC in the country. Customer centricity defines the core of our business ethos. In our commitment to enhance trust, convenience, and personalization, the company reinforced and expanded the reach of various customer-centric initiatives at its retail outlets, like the next-gen Pure for Sure service standards, digitally enabled advanced loyalty program, integrated payment system, and several other non-fuel and allied offerings. Taking transparency and customer convenience to the next level, your company launched UFill, a pioneering initiative where the entire control of fueling the vehicle, right from payment at the time and place of his choice, to auto presetting of the fuel dispenser at the retail outlets for the amount paid, rests with the customer. Today, UFill is active at more than 10,400 retail outlets and has a customer base of around 1 crore and still growing. Particularly participating wholeheartedly in the National Biofuels Program, BPCL recently achieved 10% blending of ethanol in petrol and is committed to increasing the blending percentage in line with the roadmap by the government. The company is also the industry coordinator for ethanol and has been spearheading the development of biofuel manufacturing in the country. Besides, the company is actively engaging with various stakeholders for enhancing the capacity and uses of biofuel, compressed biogas, and other green fuels in the country. In the LPG business, your company has more than 6,200 distributorships and around 8.8 crore customers as at March 31, 2022, which includes 25 lakh new customers acquired under the second phase of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, Ujjwala 2, which was launched during the year. The business registered a sale of 7.474 million ton during 2021-22, attaining the highest growth of 4.4% among the PSU OMCs, thereby increasing the market share by 0.45%. The company is taking various measures to improve awareness, enhance the reach, and increase availability of LPG in villages and rural areas to serve the growing consumer population efficiently. In the industrial and commercial segment, with the year 2021 presenting a mix of challenges and opportunities, the business laid a special emphasis on increasing the sale of high-margin products, expanding in refinery economic zones, and optimizing costs for enhancing overall profitability while achieving volumes. The business emerged as a growth leader with an impressive domestic market share increase of 1.65% amongst the PSU OMCs in 2021-22, registering an overall sales volume of 6.349 million ton with a growth of 17%. Another significant achievement has been the successful launch of commercial sale of the 6 niche petrochemical products from Kochi refinery. During the year 21-22, BPCL's gas business capitalized on the spike in spot prices of natural gas while optimally meeting the gas requirement of our refineries. The business also started dealing on the Indian gas exchange platform for leveraging trading opportunity. The business handled 1.806 million ton of natural gas, including 778 TMT supplied to the refineries for internal consumption and 1028 TMT sold in the market during the year. BPCL is constantly expanding its presence through creation of the CNG and PNG infrastructure and timely completion of various CGD projects under its fold. With the merger of Bharat Gas Resources Limited, the wholly owned gas subsidiary with BPCL, the business stands to reap consolidation benefits and add to the overall value. In a highly competitive lubricants market, BPCL's MAC lubricant has established itself as a notable player in the country and is also recognized internationally, particularly in the SAARC and African countries. The business gained a market share of 0.67% among PSUs in 2021-22, taking the market share of 25.6%. Further, the business implemented QR code for its product packs during the year, which provided traceability of the supply source, thus establishing its authenticity, while also improving market analytics and helping in recognizing and rewarding our customers instantly. Aviation, locally as well as globally, has rebounded relatively briskly after the passing of the peak phases of the COVID pandemic. During the year 2021-22, the company's aviation business registered a growth of 32% in aviation turbine fuel sales over the previous year, achieving volumes of 1.050 million ton with a market share of nearly 22.3%. As the aviation sector steps up to its pre-pandemic levels, the business is catalyzing growth through acquiring new customers, increasing share out in the existing business and expanding aviation fuel station network into unrepresented and new markets while generating additional revenues from building and operating aviation fuel infrastructure at various locations. The year 2021-22 saw the BPCL brand reinforce its identity and increase its visibility as a progressive, customer-centric, environmentally concerned, socially inclined, and digitally advanced organization. Various platforms, including social media, were extensively leveraged for engagement with customers and the society at large on scores of activities, initiatives, and matters both related to and extending beyond the company's business. This has helped to generate highly positive brand perceptions, while enabling the company to go wider and deeper to reach new audiences and penetrate new markets. It's a matter of pride and that during the year, BPCL's Facebook page with 2 million plus followers became the largest following page among oil and gas majors in India and the second largest followed page among oil and gas majors in Asia today. We are not isolated from the world when it comes to our core business and are directly affected by the rise and fall of global price of crude. During the first quarter of the year 2022-23, the record high international prices of crude oil and petroleum products dented the profitability of the domestic oil marketing companies. Resultantly, despite unprecedented high GRMs of USD 27.51 per barrel, BPCL registered a net loss after tax of rupees 6,291 crores on a standalone basis during the year April-June 2022, mainly due to huge losses in the marketing business. Amidst this challenging environment, your company is cautiously monitoring all the developments and recalibrating its responses and taking all necessary actions to minimize the impact on the financial health of our organization. Now, let me share with you how your company is bringing innovation to its customer-centric initiatives. Customer centricity forms an integral part of our value system, and all our activities and initiatives are centered on delivering exceptional experience and unique value proposition to our esteemed customers. The company has been taking various measures to know its customers better and serve them efficiently beyond their expectations. In this endeavor, the company's customer care system has been digitally fortified, giving a unified view of the customer to the company and offering them a multi-channel engagement platform, including online solutions like Urja Chatbot and WhatsApp. Our digitalization initiative, Project Anubhav, through its new age customer-facing solutions, has taken customer relationship management to the next level, meeting the continuously evolving needs of the customers and enabling delivery of incredible level of trust, convenience, and personalization to them. Now, I touch upon our human resource management activities. In the constant endeavor to nurture talent and augment its manpower, your company constantly makes investments in deploying best-in-class HR practices for development of its people, enhancing their overall well-being, building their capabilities, grooming them for leadership positions, and equipping them with necessary skills sets in sync with the evolving needs of the role and the changing business environment. Towards building leadership pipeline, the talent management framework Ascent was further strengthened during the year and a revised leadership competency framework and assessment methodology were instituted. A targeted development process was implemented for addressing the competency requirements at various leadership levels. Further, Customized learning interventions were undertaken through classroom, online, and experiential modes to address the learning requirements of the employees. With the objective of reducing redundancies and enhancing efficiencies while optimizing costs, the company further undertook centralization of certain functions and restructuring of relevant roles in alignment with the consolidated structures. BPCL maintained cordial industrial relations throughout the year and focused on regular communications with the employees on all important issues affecting them and the company as a whole. Health, safety, security and environment are woven into our corporate fabric. BPCL constantly reviews and strengthens the governance practices of safety systems and standard operating procedures and ensures strict adherence to laid down safety procedures and guidelines through rigorous monitoring, regular internal and external audits, and continuous education, with a special focus on addressing behavioral issues. The company's digital nerve center IRIS, through its real-time alerts and exception reporting features, has immensely contributed to fortifying the safety and security in the supply chain within the organization. Further, sustainability being at the core of all our activities, your company is contributing sincerely to the cause of environmental protection in all possible ways. I am glad to share with you that the company improved its rank from 10th in the previous year to become the 8th best company globally in the oil and gas sector in the year 2021-22 on environment, social and governance, that is ESG parameters on the Dow Jones Sustainability Index platform. BPCL's score is the highest in the peer group of oil and gas companies in India and has thus helped in improving its brand value globally as a responsible business entity. Coming to our corporate social responsibility initiatives, which encapsulate our expression of openness with communities, your company, a responsible corporate citizen, has always been at the forefront of service to society and nation building. Through a multitude of interventions, the company has been consistently making impact in the core thrust area of health and hygiene, education, skill development, water conservation, and community development. Besides, BPCL has also been participating actively in various national level initiatives and programs like Swachh Bharat Mission and Transformation of Aspirational District Program. Since the past 2 years, combating the COVID-19 pandemic has been a national priority, and BPCL has been contributing wholeheartedly to this cause in various ways, including providing oxygen from our refineries and setting up COVID care facilities in the vicinity to ease the burden on government healthcare system. Talking about corporate governance in BPCL, maintaining the highest standard of corporate governance has been our prime objective and a constant pursuit. In this endeavor, your company has put in place robust systems, structures, processes and controls which ensure protection of stakeholders' interests through transparency, full disclosure, strict compliance, empowerment of employees, collective decision making and social initiatives. The highly competent and independent internal audit function periodically reviews business processes and controls to assess the adequacy of internal control system and apprise the audit committee and the board regularly. The vigilance function supplements company's efforts in ensuring excellence in corporate governance through an effective balance of preventive, detective and punitive measures by adopting a proactive and participating approach. Further, the company has a well-defined whistleblower policy which facilitates greater transparency in all aspects of its functionings. The company owes its success to many who play a variety of crucial roles, either visibly or invisibly. It is my privilege to acknowledge their vital contribution and support. Your company owes its splendid progress to the stellar vision of all its leaders, and unmatched loyalty and relentless dedication of all the employees. On behalf of the BPCL board, I sincerely acknowledge and appreciate their contribution in ensuring success and growth of the organization. We are extremely proud and thankful to our vast network of dealers, distributors and business partners who have always supported us in all our endeavors. On behalf of the board, I would also like to place on record our deepest gratitude to all our customers, vendors, bankers, channel partners, and all the stakeholders for their unwavering trust, unstinted support, and wholehearted cooperation. A special thanks to the Government of India, various state governments, and in particular the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas for their valuable guidance, extensive assistance, and constant encouragement. I would like to place on record our sincere appreciation and gratitude for the immense contribution, counsel, and support given by Sri Rajesh Agrawal, Government Director, Dr. K. Ilangavan, Government Director, and Sri Harshad Kumar P. Shah, Independent Director, all of whom ceased to be a director on cessation or completion of their tenure or upon retirement during the period April 1, 2021 till date. I would also like to place on record our heartfelt thanks to Sri N. Vijayagopal, Director of Finance, who superannuated on July 31, 2021, and Sri K. Padmakar, Director of Human Resources, who superannuated on December 31, 2021, for their valuable insights and enormous contribution in taking the company to greater heights. I also take this opportunity to welcome Government Directors Sri Gude Srinivas and Sri Suman Billa, Independent Directors Sri Pradeep Vishambar Agrawal, Sri Ghanshyam Sher, Dr. Srimati Ashwarya Biswal, Professor Dr. Bhagwati Prasad Saraswat, and Sri Gopal Krishna Agrawal. Director Refineries Sri Sanjay Khanna and Director Marketing Sri Sukhmal Jain to the board. I am confident that with their in-depth knowledge, rich experience, and varied skill sets, your company will benefit immensely. I would further like to thank all my colleagues on the board for their valuable contribution and support throughout the year. Our investors and shareholders have been a constant source of inspiration and strength. We are truly grateful to them for the unflagging trust and confidence reposed in the company's management. As I look back fondly at my 37 years in BPCL, and it is the only company I have worked so far in my life, my heart is filled with a sense of nostalgia. The mind's eye telescopes back through time, and I can see the rich mosaic we have co-created in BPCL over the decades. We are proud of our achievements, the triumphs through challenges, our pioneering marketing defining initiatives, and milestones that we have achieved in our constant endeavor of energizing lives of millions of people in multiple ways, which earned us a distinct position in the industry. Upon reflection, I note that our success is founded on our unique ability to be nimble-footed as we evolved with the changing times and at the same time remain grounded in our cultural roots and reinforcing our strengths. While people, processes, policies, and technologies form the changing and dynamic backdrop of our growth story, at the substratum of our consistent progress lies our values, culture, ethos, enthusiasm, commitment to customers, and can-do attitude, along with a unique alchemy of internal competence, good governance, delivery orientation, and well-thought-out strategy. It is deeply satisfying that the company from which I will be superannuating shortly has been a mighty force in strengthening the nation at its core and fueling its myriad dreams. And in this solemn voyage, the company has carved out for itself a robust pathway and headed in the right direction. Let me conclude by saying that this with full confidence that this immensely adaptable, pragmatic and agile organization will continue to add new glorious chapter in its journey by working diligently to create outstanding value for all its stakeholders. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe and healthy. Now, I advise the Company Secretary to read out the relevant portions, if any, in the auditor's report briefly explain the business of the meeting and the mechanism and process of e-voting.
Thank you, sir. In respect of the financial year 2021-22, statutory auditors and Comptroller and Auditor General had no qualification in their report on audited standalone and audited consolidated financial statements. However, the observations of the Secretarial Auditor in their report, which can be found in page number 177 of the annual report, are During the year under review, the company has complied with the provisions of the Act, rules, regulations, guidelines, standards, etc., except to the extent the company did not have optimum combination of executive and non-executive directors as required under Regulation 17(1)A of SEBI Listing Obligations and Disclosure Requirements Regulations 2015 during the period 1st April 2021 till 11 November 2021. Requisite number of independent directors on the board as required under Section 149(4) of the Act and Regulation 17(1)B of SEBI Listing Obligation and Disclosure Requirements Regulations 2015 during the period 1st April 2021 till 11th November 2021. Minimum 6 directors as required for top 1000 listed companies during the period 1st August 2021 till 6th September 2021 and during the period 23rd September 2021 till 12th October 2021. A women independent director as required under Section 149 of the Act read with Companies Appointment and Qualification of Directors Rules 2014 and Regulation 17(1)A of SEBI Listing Obligation and Disclosure Requirements Regulations 2015 during the period 1st April 2021 to 11th November 2021. Proper composition of the audit committee as required under Section 177(2) of the Act and Regulation 18(1)A, B and C of SEBI Listing Obligation and Disclosure Requirements Regulations 2015 and Nomination and Remuneration Committee as required under Section 178(1) of the Act and Regulation 19(1)A of SEBI during the period 1st April 2021 to 11th November 2021. The company has not held any meeting of audit committee as required under Regulation 18(2)A of SEBI Regulations 2015 during the period from 1st April 2021 to 10th January 2022. I will now read out the explanations given by the Board of Directors on the observations of the Secretarial Auditor, which is contained in page number 53 and 54 of the annual report. Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited (BPCL) is a government company under the administrative control of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. The nomination, appointment of all category of directors are done by the Government of India in accordance with the laid down guidelines of Department of Public Enterprises. Accordingly, the subject matter of nomination, appointment of adequate number of independent directors, including women director, falls under the purview of Government of India. BPCL has from time to time communicated to the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas with respect to the requirement of independent directors, including women director under the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI Listing Obligation and Disclosure Requirements Regulations 2015. BPCL was not able to constitute an audit and nomination and remuneration committee as BPCL had only one independent director during the period referred by the Secretarial Auditor. However, all the obligations of these committees were exercised by the Board of Directors. After continuous follow-up, the Government of India, by their letter dated 8th November 2021, had communicated the nomination of 5 independent directors on the board, including women independent director. Accordingly, these directors were inducted on the board with effect from 12th November 2021. As a result, as on 12th November 2021, BPCL had 6 independent directors, 2 government directors and 3 whole-time directors. Accordingly, BPCL reconstituted Audit Committee and Nomination and Remuneration Committee on 4th December 2021 after the induction program of the independent directors, and as on date, BPCL has complied with respective provisions under the Companies Act 2013 and the SEBI Regulations 2015. There are 5 business items requiring approval of the shareholders as specified in the notice on page numbers 14 and 15 of the annual report. Now I will read out the mechanism and process of e-voting for these resolutions. The Companies Act 2013 and SEBI regulation provides for electronic voting. Accordingly, the company has provided its members the facility to cast their vote through the remote e-voting system administered by National Securities Depository Limited. The remote e-voting commenced at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, 24th August 2022 and ended at 5 p.m. on Sunday, 28th August 2022. The company is also providing an opportunity of e-voting at AGM through NSDL to those members who have not exercised their vote by remote e-voting system. Members are requested to refer to the instructions provided in the notice of the AGM for seamless participation through video conferencing and for e-voting. In case members face any difficulty, they may reach out on the helpline numbers given in the notice. The board has appointed Srimati Ragini Choksi, Practicing Company Secretary from Ragini Choksi and Company Secretaries as a scrutinizer to scrutinize the e-voting process. The scrutinizer, after the conclusion of voting at the AGM, will count the votes cast through remote e-voting and e-voting at AGM. I now request the CMD to address the shareholders who have registered for speaking at the meeting.
I now invite the shareholders who have registered for speaking at the meeting to come forward and address their questions. The moderator will give appropriate access to the concerned shareholders to speak. I request the members to be brief so that everybody gets equal opportunity of being heard. I also request that repetition of questions may be avoided to allow more points for discussion. Further, in order to have more participation in the meeting, I request you all to adhere to a time limit of 3 minutes. In order to save time, all questions will be bunched and answered at the end.
Thank you, sir. Now, we invite the members to express their views or comments, if any, relating to the financial statements and operations of the company. Before we begin, let me quickly take you through the protocol. We will call the members one by one, and on their turn, the speaker shareholders will be unmuted by the host. Speaker shareholders are requested to click the video button appearing at the bottom of their screen before they start speaking. If a speaker shareholder is unable to join through video mode for any reason, then he or she can speak through audio mode. Speaker shareholders are requested to use earphones to minimize any noise in the background. Ensure that Wi-Fi is not connected to any other devices. No other applications are running in the background, and that there is proper lighting to have a good video experience. If there is a connectivity problem at the speaker shareholder's end, then we would ask the next speaker shareholder to join. Once the connectivity improves, the said speaker shareholder will be called once again to speak after all the other registered speaker shareholders have completed their turn. I would also request the speaker shareholders to kindly limit their speech to 3 minutes. Let us begin. Inviting the first speaker shareholder, Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf. Hello, sir. We've unmuted you from our end. I request you to please unmute yourself before you proceed.
नमस्कार आदरणीय सभापति जी, उपस्थित निर्देशन सदस्यगण, अधिकारीगण और मेरे शेयर भाइयों बहनों जो आज वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के थ्रू प्रेजेंट है, मैं संतोष कुमार साहब बंगलोर से आप सभी को नमस्कार करता हूं। आशा करते हैं आज जितने भी अधिकारीगण हैं, जितने भी हमारे कर्मचारी और भाई बहन हैं, इस समय अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में होंगे। सर, मैं मैनेजमेंट और उसकी टीम को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। सबसे पहले तो 16 रुपए इस साल टोटल डिविडेंड देने के लिए, जो मैं समझता हूँ हमारे मार्केट वैल्यू जो है शेयर की, उसका करीबन 5% से ज्यादा आता है। क्या कहने मतलब सेविंग्स अकाउंट से ज्यादा भी हमको इंटरेस्ट मिलता है, इसके लिए मैनेजमेंट को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। और काफी अच्छा से आपने अपने स्पीच में काफी अच्छा बताया, इसलिए मैं ज्यादा कोई मैटर पर नहीं जाऊंगा। मैं ये जानना चाहूँ, अपने यहाँ फीमेल एम्प्लॉय की संख्या बहुत कम है, ये करीबन 8% के नियर अबाउट है, तो ये फीमेल एम्प्लॉय की संख्या बढ़ाने के लिए आप क्या कदम उठा रहे हैं, ये बताइएगा। अभी जैसे आपको मालूम है, हमारे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट मोदी जी फीमेल को इम्पावर कर ज्यादा से ज्यादा करना चाहते हैं, इसके लिए उन्होंने वर्क फ्रॉम होम का भी ऑप्शन चालू किया है। तो आप, और दूसरी बात है कि आपको मालूम है कि लेबर मिनिस्ट्री ने तीनों सेक्शन में काम करने अलाउ किया, और फीमेल हर तरह इंजीनियरिंग और अपने जो पेट्रोलियम सेक्टर में भी काम कर सकते हैं। सर, इतना हार्ड वर्क नहीं है, तो मैं चाहूंगा इनकी संख्या बढ़ाई जाए। और आपका कब तक बढ़ाने का विचार, क्योंकि परसेंटेज काफी कम है सर। दूसरा सर, एक वो कंसल्टेंट आई 18,560 में फीमेल एम्प्लॉय कितना, ये भी बताने का करिएगा। सर, एक डिस्प्यूट के इनकम टैक्स के 2005 से पेंडिंग चल रहे हैं, और अपने कई केस है जो 1995 से पेंडिंग चल रहे हैं सर। तो ये काफी लंबी लिस्ट है, इसको किस तरह आपके अपने कंपनी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की है, तो क्यों अपने कोई सेटलमेंट करके आउट ऑफ कोर्ट इसको अगर सल्टाए तो अच्छा है सर। और सर डी डी इन्वेस्टमेंट की बातें डेली आती है कि डी इन्वेस्टमेंट सुनते सुनते 2 साल हो गया, लेकिन अब आपको क्या लग रहा है कब तक ये कंपनी डी इन्वेस्टमेंट होगी? और सर क्यों प्राइवेट हाथ में देना चाह रहे हैं, जबकि हमने देखा जितनी भी कंपनी प्राइवेट हाथ में गई है और गोल्ड हो गई है, जबकि हमारे जो पीसी में रहती है तो ये मट्टी के बराबर होती है सर। आप सीएमसी को देख लीजिए, हिंदुस्तान जिंक को देख लीजिए, और भी कई कंपनी को देख लीजिए सर। तो हम क्यों चाहते हैं, क्यों ना हम इसको बीपीसीएल को एचपीसीएल में मर्ज कर दें, जिससे हमारे दोनों प्लेटों पर कमाएंगे सर। सर दूसरा आपने रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग की क्या व्यवस्था की ये भी बताइएगा सर। आपने जहाँ पेट्रोल पंप हमारी ई चार्जिंग के लिए हायर करने या किसी कंपनी से कंटेक्ट किया तो भी बताने का करिएगा सर। एक सर ये बूस्टर डोज में चाहूंगा जितने में हमारे इम्प्लाई है और जितने भी कंटा उनसे मैं हाथ जोड़ के रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा ये तीसरी डोज बूस्टर डोज अवश्य ले लें, क्योंकि ये काफी फायदे के। मेरे को भी महीने बाद पहले कोविड हो गया था, 3 डोज मैंने ले चुका था, इसका असर कुछ नहीं हुआ, घर में जाकर लोकल ट्रीटमेंट से काम हो गया। इसलिए मैं भाई साहब सभी से प्रार्थना करता हूँ, आप जितने भी सुनने वाले कि आप अपनी और अपनी फैमिली को बूस्टर डोज जो जरूर लगाए जो अभी फ्री मिल रही है सर। सर लास्ट में ये बीसी मीटिंग है काफी अच्छी सर, लेस कॉस्ट भी होता है और खर्चा पूरे इंडिया से शेयर होल्डर भी बात कर सकते हैं। मैं रहता हूँ कलकत्ते में, या देखिए बंगलोर से मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ। तो नेक्स्ट टाइम जब भी हो, अगर बीसी मीटिंग चालू अगर बीसी नहीं होता है तो फिजिकल मीटिंग करते हैं, उसके साथ में हाइब्रिड मीटिंग जो रखिए, क्योंकि सर अपने को चेंज करना है। एक जमाने में नकदी ले आते थे पेमेंट करते थे, आज करोड़ों रुपए अपने एनईएफटी में करते हैं, रिस्क भी होती थी कैरी करने की सर। तो मैं चाहूंगा फिजिकल से हाइब्रिड, और ज्यादा समय नहीं देता हूँ सर कि आपने काफी डीप बताया, इसलिए जितने भी हमारे डायरेक्टर हैं और जितने भी हमारे अधिकारी हैं उनकी उनकी फैमिली की लंबी उम्र की कामना करता हूँ, और भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ भगवान हमारे कंपनी का, हमारे जितने भी डायरेक्टर और अधिकारी और कर्मचारी और जितने भी शेयर उनके परिवार को इस साल 2022-23 में वेल्दी हेल्दी सेफ्टी के साथ रखें सर। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। जो मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है हाइब्रिड प्लस फिजिकल सर, इस पर जरूर विचार करिएगा कि अब फ्यूचर में एनईएफटी का जमाना आ गया, अब नकदी नोट नहीं लेके जाते सर। नमस्कार।
Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Kaushik Shahukar. Sir, we've unmuted you from our end. I request you to unmute yourself before you proceed with your question.
Hello, I am audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible. Please proceed.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. First off, I would like to thank the Board of Directors for giving me an opportunity to speak in this forum. Many of you would remember me from the conversation of past, so I will keep both my introduction and ask a brief. I hope I'm clearly audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Thank you, ma'am. Myself, Kaushik Shaukar, a qualified and a practicing chartered accountant from Mumbai. I have been suffering from dystonia, which has rendered 55% of my body paralyzed, impacting my right hand, my right leg, and speech. While I have not let that come in my way of becoming a chartered accountant, I do request your support in helping me continue to be self-reliant. I hope I'm clearly audible till now.
Yes, sir, you're very clearly audible.
Thank you, ma'am. I was optimistic after our conversation we had last year about me working for our organization in certification work, including Form 15CB. However, nothing has progressed since. While I understand things may have not progressed due to pandemic situation last year, I do hope that after our conversation today, our organization would engage me in this area as soon as possible. Once again, thank you for the opportunity to speak today, and I hope to see a positive movement forward with my ask. I support all the resolution. It will be appreciated if our organization could do something for me to work in our organization. I'm also ready to meet any of your team members in person if required. Uh, Sir, I'm also aware that this is not a forum to speak all this thing, but how else I can reach you? Please throw some light. So finally, BPCL is also well known for its CSR activities. I require a similar support from BPCL to enable me to be self-reliant and self-independent. So finally, when is the BPCL going to be privatized? Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Ms. Lekha Shah. Ma'am, we've unmuted you from our end. I request you to please switch on your microphone as well as your camera before you proceed.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow members, good morning to all of you. Myself, Lekha Shah from Mumbai. First of all, I'm very much thankful to our Company Secretary Kalama, especially Krishna ji and Savan ji for extending very good investor services and also sending me the AGM notice well in time, which is full of knowledge, fact and pickets in place. Thank you, Chairman sir, for explaining us well about the company. Congratulations for excellent work, sir. Sir, I pray to God that He always shower His blessing upon you. Sir, I would like to ask few questions. My first question is, what is the reason our profit lower compared to last year? My second question is, in our R&D, how many new products and technologies introduced? I congratulate the R&D team for receiving various awards and recognition. My third question is, how much is our company effort to reduce carbon print and other environment regulations? So I would like to say I strongly support all the resolutions for today's meeting and my best wishes always our company and its prosperity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta. Hello, sir. We've unmuted you from our end. Please unmute yourself before you continue with your question.
Hello. Hello. Good
Hi,
morning.
sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, good morning. Respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Gupta. I've joined this meeting from my residence from Calcutta. Sir, first of all, I thanks to you, your team, and the entire board and all the staff for the good result of the company in this deprived market and in this several global and internal challenges. And I thanks to the company secretary and the team for the best and excellent services to the small investors like me. And even that I've got a call just now 5 minutes back that Mr. Gupta, have you joined? Maka, yes. Well, okay. Your turn will come very soon. So such type of services are providing by your company under the excellent and able company secretary. And sir, thanks to, I will not say a single word, and government has dropped the disinvestment plan of the Bharat Petroleum. I believe that government will not disinvestment and not privatize this company because this company's name on Lord Bharata, the Bharat Petroleum Company. So that I believe that government will not disinvestment of these shares. And sir, I will suggest you that in and out outlets should be increased in pumps in the outlets, that in and out, because those are coming to take fuel in your petrol pumps, and if their children are accompanied with them, their children will force them to enter in your in and out outlets to buy some things for their use. So such, because if you will use your vacant place of petrol pumps for to flood the in and out outlets, some people will get employment. And I thanks to you that you have opened some petrol pumps that 24/7 female services from नीचे से ऊपर तक सब female है. So I've asked the same thing in the Indian Oil. You should also consider about the like as Bharat Petroleum to open some petrol pumps in the highway and other in the cities, tier 1, tier 2 with females. Females will also get employment. And pumps and gas agencies should increase because you have just now mentioned 6,200 LPG distributor and 22,000 outlets. But after 75 years in last 22 years, भारत में कितने राज्य बढ़ गए, कितने डिस्ट्रिक्ट बढ़ गए और कितना भारत जो है ना भारत फैलता जा रहा है. तो उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए पेट्रोल पंप और गैस एजेंसी जो है ना उनको देखिए. और जो डिजेबल है, जो पढ़े लिखे हैं, जो कहीं बाहर नहीं कर सकते, उनके पास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन ठीक है, उनको जो है आप अगर वो अप्रोच करते हैं आपके ओपन टेंडर में टू गेट सम पेट्रोल पंप और गैस एजेंसी, यू शुड कंसीडर देम। अब कुछ डिस्प्यूटेड है कि फैमिली डिस्प्यूट है, आपने पेट्रोल पंप बंद कर दिया, if they are not unable to settle their family dispute, so kindly ask someone others to start that petrol pump on the name of Bharat Petroleum. And sir, what will be the direct or indirect impact on our company through the global challenges like as inflation, Russia-Ukraine war, because fuel prices has gone up, energy prices has gone up. So what impact will come through inflation and other, because raw material prices has gone up by 20% to 30% of every raw material. So what impact will come on our company? How you face this challenge? And government has a big plan to mix the ethanol in the petrols up to 20% by 2026. So what's the status as on today, and what will be your contribution in that regard also? And sir, what impact will come on our company on the single-use plastic ban? Because government had used to impose the single-use plastic ban with effect from 1st July 2022. So what impact will come from that ban? And also, sir, and sir, have you any plan to float some new businesses in West Bengal and in the northeast part of the country? Because northeast is growing up, and after become the NDA in the power in that like as Assam, Tripura, Arunachal. So what is your plan for that states, and what's your plan for West Bengal? Our government is also taking positive steps to bring some investment and bring some new business in this part in the state. And sir, now the government is focusing, our new beloved transport minister and prime minister has focused to launch more and more electric vehicles. So what's your preparation in this regard about the electric vehicle recharging points? About that, you have mentioned something in your remarks, but I missed that how you will complete that. And I thanks to you that you are the 8th global company in the petroleum and the gas in market. I wish to God that our company will be in top 3 in next 2 to 3 years. And wish day before yesterday you have gone to interview for the CMD of ONGC. So I wish that you should success to get that post, because that's a good post of the chairman of ONGC. And sir, I wish to God that get more success and take the company on new heights. And you have just now announced that within a short period you will supernation. But sir, the son of this soil, Swami Vivekananda says कि आदमी जो है ना कभी रिटायर नहीं होता, जब तक उसका दिल और दिमाग काम करता है आदमी को कभी रिटायर नहीं होना चाहिए। ये बात मैं मिस्टर टाटा को, जब भी वो कलकत्ता आते थे टाटा ग्लोबल की एजीएम में, और वो कहते थे कि एट द एज ऑफ 75 आई विल रिटायर, तो मैं उनको कहता था कि सर द सन ऑफ दिस सॉइल ग्रेट फिलोसफर स्वामी विवेकानंद कहते थे कि आदमी का जब तक शरीर काम करे, दिल दिमाग काम करे और दिमाग काम करे, तब तक आदमी को अपने आप को किसी काम में व्यस्त रखना चाहिए और काम करते ही रहना चाहिए। तो सुपर, ये तो देखिए ये रिसाइकलिंग है कि जो पोस्ट पे आते हैं वो आते हैं जाते हैं। डे बिफोर यस्टरडे हमारे चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया भी रिटायर हो गए, बट वो बोले मैं पोस्ट से रिटायर हूँ पर मैं कुछ ना कुछ करता रहूंगा लोगों की सेवा के लिए, देश की भलाई के लिए। तो उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए आप कुछ सोचिए। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Ashish Shankar Bansal. Hello, sir.
You can hear my voice, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Respected Chairman and Board of Directors, first I thank for giving us the written. Also, I have given few questions by email. If you can reply me, I am thankful to you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir, we'll reply through email.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Dilip Kumar Jain. Hello, sir. We've unmuted you from our end. I request you to unmute yourself and turn on your camera before you proceed with your question. Sir, are you there? It appears we're experiencing a technical difficulty with Mr. Jain. Moving on to the next speaker, Mr. Bharat Shah.
Hello.
Hello, sir. I request you to unmute yourself and switch on your camera
हेलो
before you proceed. Hello, ma'am.
हाँ मैडम, आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ मैडम, मैं स्मिता शाह बात करती हूँ और मेरे बाद में भरत शाह बात करेंगे मैडम, तो थोड़ा तकलीफ माफ कीजिए। हम एक ही डिवाइस से बात करते हैं मैडम, थोड़ा इंटरनेट का वजह से थोड़ा तकलीफ। ठीक है मैडम?
Not a problem, ma'am. Please proceed.
ओके ओके, थैंक यू मैडम, थैंक यू। माननीय चेयरमैन एमडी श्री अरुण कुमार जी और अन्य माननीय डायरेक्टर सर, मैं बंबई से स्मिता शाह बात करती हूँ और सादर नमस्कार, वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग सर। तो पहले तो सर मैं बोर्ड पर आपका और नए जो भी डायरेक्टर्स पधारे हैं उन सभी का मैं हार्दिक स्वागत करती हूँ और साथ में आज अपनी 69th एजीएम में भी आपका हार्दिक स्वागत हो और बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन सर। सर, आपकी बैलेंस शीट में वेरी गुड स्माइली के साथ जो फोटो है जिससे हमारी खुशियां आपने बढ़ा दी है, आपकी हंसी हमारी खुशी। और सर, नेक्स्ट ईयर 70th अपनी एजीएम है, तो सर हम चाहते हैं कि बस आपको तो हम रूबरू ही मिलने की तमन्ना है। तो सर नेक्स्ट ईयर हम फिजिकल एजीएम में हम और आप रहेंगे साथ साथ। और सर, कंपनी का एक्सेलेंट वर्क जो रहा है और आपने तो सब कुछ बता ही दिया है, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और अभिनंदन। दूसरी बात सर, नेक्स्ट ईयर की अपना जो 70th एजीएम है, तो उसके लिए आपने तो ऐसे भी पहले कई सारे टाइम अपने समय पर बोनस तो दे दी है, लेकिन नेक्स्ट ईयर जरूर बोनस के लिए भी सोचिए। और डिविडेंड तो आपको कोई बात करने की जरूरत नहीं, डिविडेंड तो हमने हर समय एवरी ईयर आपने हमेशा शेयर होल्डर का ख्याल रखकर अच्छा ही देते आ रहे हो और इस टाइम भी आपने फर्स्ट और सेकंड आपने फाइनल डिविडेंड बहुत ही बढ़िया दिया है, तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और सर आभार मैं व्यक्त करती हूँ। और सर, आपकी जो सीएसआर में भी आपने अपना महत्वपूर्ण योगदान दिया है, जैसे एजुकेशन, स्किल डेवलपमेंट, वाटर कंजर्वेशन, भारत स्वच्छ भारत अभियान और स्वच्छ डाइकोनिक प्लेसेस आदि सभी में आपका सहयोग बहुत ही अच्छा रहा है। बस यूं ही आप अच्छे कार्य क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ते रहे। सर, मैं एक सिर्फ दो बात पूछना जरूर चाहूंगी कि सर, ये अपना सिलेंडर का भाव बहुत ही बढ़ते जा रहा है, बढ़ते जा रहा है, क्यों सर, क्या वजह है, इतने क्यों बढ़ा रहे हो सर? सभी का जरूर मिडल और पुअर सभी पीपल का जरूर ध्यान रखना जरूर है सर, उन सभी का विचार करना जरूरी है। और दूसरी बात सर, अपना रशिया यूक्रेन का जो वार चल रहा है उसका हमारे बिजनेस पर क्या असर पड़ा है, तो थोड़ा हाईलाइट करने की कृपा करें। बाकी तो सर, आपकी सीएसआर टीम के लिए मैं पूरी बहुत ही सराहना करती हूँ कि एक तो हमें बैलेंस शीट की हार्ड कॉपी भेजी, बैलेंस शीट वेरी गुड, फुल इंफॉर्मेशन के साथ, कलरफुल फोटो के साथ, अट्रैक्टिव और वेरी एक्सेलेंट बैलेंस शीट बनाई। और प्लस खास करके सर, आज हमारी जो एजीएम जूम लिंक पर चल रही है, तो जूम वेबएक्स बहुत ही इजी लिंक है, इसमें सही में टेस्टिंग की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी कल संडे में भी आपकी होस्ट टीम ने हमारे से टेस्टिंग कर हम ये जूम लिंक की टेस्टिंग कर दी। तो क्योंकि सर ये इस वजह की किसी को भी जुड़ने में कोई तकलीफ ना रहे, तो सर ये होस्ट टीम का भी मैं आभार मानती हूँ। और इसके साथ सच्चे रिस्पॉन्सिबल वर्क और अपनी गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस, शेयर होल्डर के प्रति जो शेयर होल्डर को रिस्पेक्ट देकर ये पूरी आपकी सीएस टीम को मिस कला मैडम जी और कृष्णा जी नायर और तेजस्वी सभी को अपनी गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस के लिए मैं बहुत ही एकदम रीति से वो अच्छी अपनी गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस निभा रहे हैं। और आज ये सीएस टीम की हेल्प और उनका सपोर्ट से ही हम आपके साथ जुड़ पाए और हमें जुड़ने का मौका भी मिला और आपसे बात करने का मौका मिला। तो मैं मिस कला जी, कृष्णा जी, तेजस्वी सभी का रियली हार्टली में धन्यवाद देती हूँ और साथ में अभिनंदन और ढेरों शुभकामना। और सर, लास्टली मैं कहूंगी कि अभी 2 दिन के बाद अपने श्री गणेश जी भी पधार रहे हैं, तो श्री गणेश जी की मैं प्रार्थना करती हूँ कि आपकी हेल्थ वेल्थ हमेशा बढ़िया बनाए रखे और कंपनी में फ्यूचर में चौगुनी रिद्धि सिद्धि प्राप्त कर आप चौगुनी सफलता प्राप्त करें, यही मेरी श्री गणेश जी को प्रार्थना लेकर मैं हार्टली शुभकामना देती हूँ। और आने वाले आज के सभी रिजोल्यूशन में मेरा फुल्ली सपोर्ट, हम एज यूजुअल आपको सपोर्ट करते आ रहे हैं। सो आज भी आज के सभी रिजोल्यूशन में फुल्ली सपोर्ट करते हुए आने वाले सभी त्योहारों की मैं हार्दिक शुभकामना कर धन्यवाद करती हूँ सर। और श्री गणेश जी के चरण में आपके लिए प्रार्थना सर। थैंक यू सर, धन्यवाद सर। चालू रखिए, भरत साहब बात करिए। थैंक यू।
माननीय चेयरमैन श्री अरुण कुमार जी, सर आवाज आ रहा है ना? माननीय चेयरमैन श्री अरुण कुमार जी, सर मैं ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लूंगा, 1 से 1.5 मिनट लूंगा आपकी। पहले तो मैं बोर्ड पर आए हुए नए डायरेक्टरों का हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। सर मेरी कोई क्वेरी नहीं है, न्यूट्रली अपने कंपनी चला रहे हो, बहुत व्यवस्थित कंपनी चल रही है सर। और शेयर होल्डर को हमेशा रिस्पेक्ट दिया आपने, शेयर होल्डर का इसको ख्याल रखा है सर। बहुत अच्छा गुड इन्वेस्टर आपने रिटर्न दिया है सर, टाइम पर बोनस दिया है सर। और डिविडेंड के लिए तो कुछ बोलने का ही नहीं है सर, छप्पर फाड़ के डिविडेंड आप देते आ रहे हो, तो मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ सर। और ईश्वर को प्रार्थना है अपनी कंपनी दिन दोगुनी रात चौगुनी आगे बढ़े सर। और सर सारे अवार्ड्स के लिए भी मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ सर। और सीएसआर एक्टिविटी भी सर बहुत अच्छी व्यवस्थित चल रही है, उसके लिए भी मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ सर। एक मानवता का कार्य में सीएसआर एक्टिविटी के लिए भी बहुत धन्यवाद दे रहा हूँ सर। और 5 इयर्स के फ्यूचर प्रोग्राम हो सके तो सर जरूर बताना सर। और मैं कंपनी सेक्रेटरी वी हार्ड वर्किंग कंपनी सेक्रेटरी वी कला जी और उनकी टीम के कृष्णा जी नायर और तेजश्री और उनकी पूरी टीम को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर। बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग टीम है सर। बैलेंस शीट समय सर पर हमको मिली सर, एकदम एक्टिव गुड बैलेंस शीट बनाई है सर। और सर हमेशा शेयर होल्डर को रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं, शेयर होल्डर की कोई क्वेरी हो तो सोल्व करते हैं सर। ये वीसी माध्यम में जुड़ने के लिए भी बहुत तकलीफें होती है, तो उनकी टीम ने कल संडे को भी फोन करके हमको पूछा और हर शेयर होल्डर को बहुत रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं। तो मैं वी कला जी और उनकी टीम के कृष्णा जी तेजस्वी जी और उनकी पूरी टीम को मैं बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ। बहुत अच्छी बेस्ट इन्वेस्टर सर्विस दे रहे हैं सर। और सर नेक्स्ट ईयर फेस टू फेस जरूर मिलेंगे, 3 साल अपने को मिलने को हुआ तो आपको मिलने को भी बहुत मन कर रहा है। तो सर नेक्स्ट ईयर फेस टू फेस जरूर अपन पहले की तरह मिलेंगे, तो एक आत्मीयता का बढ़ा होएगा सर। और सर आपने 5-6 साल पहले अप्रोक्सीमेटली 5-6 साल पहले फैक्ट्री विजिट कराई थी, तो आगे जाके परिस्थिति व्यवस्थित है तो फैक्ट्री विजिट जरूर कराने की मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है। सारे त्योहारों की शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ सर। आने वाले गणेश चतुर्थी दीपावली त्योहारों की एडवांस में शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। और ईश्वर को प्रार्थना है आपकी हेल्थ वेल्थ अच्छी रहे और आप और अपनी कंपनी बहुत आगे बढ़े सर। सारे रिजोल्यूशन में सर मेरा पूरा सपोर्ट है सर। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच। जय हिंद सर, जय हिंद। थैंक यू।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. We had experienced a technical difficulty with Mr. Dilip Jain. Inviting him once again, Mr. Dilip Kumar Jain. Hello, sir.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर, चेयरमैन सर एंड ऑल बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, सबको मेरा बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। आपके सेक्रेटरी स्टाफ के बहुत जितनी तारीफ की जाए कम है। बहुत अच्छा सपोर्ट किया है उन्होंने और बहुत अच्छी तरह कोऑर्डिनेट करके काम किया, उन सबको धन्यवाद। ये अपना टर्नओवर भी हालांकि इंक्रीज हुआ है, लेकिन प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स जो अपना कम हुआ है पिछले साल से 19,042 करोड़ से 8788 करोड़ हो गया ये। और ये ईपीएस भी पहले से काफी कम हुई है, कंसोलिडेटेड ईपीएस भी कम हुई है, दोनों ही। और बुक वैल्यू पर शेयर ये ड्यू टू डिविडेंड, जो वन टाइम डिविडेंड के इसकी वजह से हुई है या और भी कोई वजह हो सकती है इसकी बुक वैल्यू पर शेयर कम होने की, प्लीज। और फर्स्ट आई आल्सो कांग्रेचुलेट टू यू फॉर द अवार्ड ऑफ फॉर एनर्जी सेविंग बाय ब्यूरो ऑफ एनर्जी एफिशिएंसी मुंबई फॉर कोची एंड मुंबई रिफाइनरी। इन और कंपनी जो अभी ये रशिया क्राइसिस आया, इसमें रशिया से अपन ने कोई डिस्काउंटेड प्राइस में अपने को भी इंपोर्ट किया है या नहीं किया, ऐसा कुछ अगर है तो उसका तो फायदा कंपनी को हुआ ही होगा अगर अपन ने किया है, अगर अपने को हुआ है तो। और हाई क्रूड प्राइसेस का अपनी कंपनी में क्या इफेक्ट हुआ है वो थोड़ा सा बताएं। और एक आई हैव सपोर्टेड ऑल द रिजोल्यूशंस इन फेवर। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर बेस्ट हेल्थ एंड हमेशा आपकी स्वास्थ्य सबका बढ़िया बना रहे। सभी बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स को और अरुण कुमार जी सर को बहुत बहुत नमस्कार। Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Gautam Tiwari. Hello, sir.
Hello, can you listen me, sir?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
I'm audible. Am I visible also?
Yes, sir, you're visible as well.
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, a very, very good morning and a very warm welcome to our very popular, honorable, respectable chairman, Sir Arun Kumar Singh ji, whom we have been seeing since long 37 years. Right from day one, I have been a shareholder, sir, and we are very happy to see you again and again. Mr. VRK Gupta, who is our Director of Finance and now HR Division also, of course, we cannot forget about the contribution which we have received from Mr. K. Padmakar. I really wish him all the best after his superannuation, and other eminent and well dignified directors, Team BPCL. My name and my fellow shareholders, my name is Gautam Tiwari and I am participating at this AGM from Mumbai. Dear sir, I must express my gratitude for our secretarial department, for our secretarial department's commitment and dedication for their work, along with their investor care and investor service under leadership of Srimati Kalaji, along with their associates Krishna ji, very well done, and Ms. Tejashi ji also, where I can say, sir, at the global level, their services, our secretary department services, investor care services is very much outstanding and amongst top 10 globally it stands. Hats off to this secretarial services, and which are given very politely, humbly, and soft-spokenly to all the shareholders all the time. This is our observation. Thank you very much, sir. Balance sheet is also very much good, and we received in well in time. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, dear sir, while I compliment the company management for its good performance in 21-22, the first quarter of this year has been a disappointing one. Sir, in the context of the crude prices remaining volatile and the marketing margins facing pressure, how does the company plan to overcome the challenges posed by international uncertainties and the government's ground level compulsions in tinkering with the oil prices? Secondly, sir, further, sir, I would like to know how much the recent mergers would be contributing to your bottom line. Third, sir, also, sir, to what extent will CCEA's approval on BPRL's investment of $1.6 billion in Brazil secure country's energy and company's growth in the years to come? And fourthly, sir, and as mentioned by you about your focus on new business, could you please tell me how much of revenue is expected from these new businesses vis-a-vis your convention businesses? Sir, I congratulate BPCL management very much heartily for becoming second largest center generics in the country, and for various achievements and excellent CSR work, and also various achievements, and for winning various awards and accolades time and again in all these years. Dear sir, also the investor services of NSDL and the technical services of Zoom application with at an individual level, with individual attention to each shareholder is really quite commendable. I am proud of being a shareholder of this company, which is globally reputed Navratna company. And I'm a shareholder from day one, as I say, and I support appointments and reappointments of all directors, and also support all resolutions strongly, and I already voted favorably in favor of them all by remote voting. Dear sir, dear sir, I wish you all a long, safe, happy, healthy, wealthy life, along with a bright future for the company under your command and leadership for days and years ahead. Dear sir, we have got total trust, confidence, and faith in the management of this company right from day one, and our support shall always continue for you all, and wishing you all the compliments and the best wishes for the upcoming festival season, Ganpati, Navratri, Dasera, Diwali, New Year, Christmas, and all. And our confidence, our support, strong support, I will continue with you till we exist on the earth, until we breathe last, and even after that also. This is our promise. As Mr. Arun Kumar says, full life is here. Our also full life is here, and we are going to stay with the company. And we are very much happy with whatever we have seen and with whatever Bharat Petroleum has done for the shareholders. Always we have multiplied the wealth of shareholders in all these years and made the shareholders richer and richer each and every year. Thank you very much, sir, for patient listening. I wish once again all the best and best wishes in the years to come. And Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vande Mataram. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next registered speaker shareholder, Mr. Sanju Agarwal, has not joined. So moving on to the next speaker, Ms. Homayun Beruz Pordehi. Hi, ma'am. I request you to unmute yourself and
Hello,
turn on your
can you
mic.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Hello,
Hello,
can you
ma'am.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, very good. Hello. I'm a very old shareholder attending your AGMs year after year after year. We really miss your physical AGMs. Now, I just want to say is that just a few questions, that's all. Now, regarding the, I've heard the, right from the very beginning, the presentation of the chairman and MD. You have said that LPG is given in the rural areas and so on and so on. I want to ask you, but are they given a discount? Who can afford this high price of 1100 rupees? We have got HPCL. Who can afford? So are the refills given in discount at a very nominal price? How can the tribals afford? So one should be practical. I just want to know, that's all. Are you giving them in discount? Are you giving them free the refills or what? Otherwise, only one cylinder first time they get and finish. Second, we are very much against privatization of our BPCL. Assets of BPCL of our country should remain with the government of India, to nobody else. We are very firm on that. So we are very much against privatization of BPCL. Of course, a few assets can be monetized if they are loss making and if you need funds, but not entire BPCL. We are very much against. We want it to remain with the government of India, our assets of our country. Now, another thing is I want to know about the competitors in our products. See, the new MEC lubricants competitor was Castrol. So what about the other products? Who are our competitors? I want to know. So I'm very happy to see the ladies in our presentation being taken for training and so on. Now, any new products? Have you done research? Have you introduced any new products? So we are the second biggest PSUs. Why we should privatize it? Now, another thing, there is no qualification also in your report. So we are not happy for privatization. So, and my God, we were taken for your factory visit, I don't say factory, at Chembur, just out of this world experience we had. Really, that is the reason we feel more for BPCL to remain with the government. And last but not the least, I must appreciate the secretarial team, Mr. Krishna and all others for continuously being with us, following up, giving us the link and making us possible to come into this speakers forum. Otherwise, actually, in many meetings, we are not sent this link, we are not rung up, nothing. So we are not able to attend, though we used to attend the physical AGMs. We wish our chairman, MD, all our directors, all our employees, all the best, making a company go more and more forward and rewarding us shareholders as you have done in the past in the form of bonus and on and on and on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. The next registered speaker, Mr. Praful Chawda, has not joined. So moving on to the next speaker, Ms. Kamini Jain. Hello, ma'am. I request you to unmute yourself and switch on your camera before you proceed with your question. Ma'am, are you with us? It appears Ms. Kamini has not joined us. Moving on to the next speaker, Ms. Bharti Saraf. It appears Ms. Bharti has not joined us as well. Moving on to the next speaker, Ms. H.S. Patel. It appears Ms. H.S. Patel has also not joined us. Moving on to the next speaker, Mr. Yusuf Rangwala. Hello, sir.
आपको मेरा आवाज आ रहा है सर?
हाँ, sir.
आपको मेरा आवाज आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, dynamic chairman and my fellow shareholder. My name is Yusuf Rangwala. Sir, I am thankful to our Kala madam and his team. Sir, you are a very excellent company, sir. I don't have a word to say, sir. This is a 69 annual general meeting और डिविडेंड आपने बहुत अच्छा दिया सर. और मैं घर में अपने HPCL का से BPCL का मैं पेट्रोल यूज करता हूँ. How many total number of petrol pump at present, sir? By and how many will be open, sir? I would like to know. सर और अपना गैस के लिए आप कुछ हमें सिलेंडर का कोई डिस्काउंट कूपन दीजिए सर. पेट्रोल के लिए भी ऑयल के लिए भी सर. मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है सर. ऑयल के लिए सर क्योंकि मैं स्कूटर यूज करता हूँ. मेरा बजाज चेतक है, उसमें मुझे ऑयल यूज होता है सर. हो सके तो मुझे ऑयल के बारे में कुछ डिस्काउंट दीजिए मुझे. आई वुड लाइक टू परचेज ऑयल डब्बा सर, इफ यू डोंट माइंड. if you can arrange a oil dabba for me sir, so that will help me sir. Nothing more to it सर. फैक्ट्री विजिट के लिए मैं हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ और हो सके तो सब त्योहारों को आपको शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ. और चेयरमैन साहब आपकी तबियत के लिए अरुण कुमार सिंह साहब आपकी तबियत के लिए मैं प्रे करता हूँ गॉड के लिए सर. मैं अपना वीडियो चालू करना चाहता हूँ और सर नथिंग मोर टू इट सर. हो सके तो आने वाले सब रिजोल्यूशन मेरा सपोर्ट है. थैंक यू वेरी मच. जय हिंद सर. नथिंग मोर टू इट सर. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Ms. Celestine Elizabeth Mascarenes. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I request...
Hello.
Hi, ma'am, you're audible.
Hello. Am I audible
Yes, ma'am.
and visible also? No, thank you so
Yes,
much.
ma'am.
Respected Chairman and MD, Mr. Arun Kumar Singh, other members of the board, and my fellow shareholders attending this virtual. I am speaking from Mumbai, Mrs. Celestine Elizabeth Mascarenes. First of all, I'll thank our company secretary, Madam B. Kala, and her team for registering me as a speaker and also giving me this platform to speak, which was very easy to operate. And thank you so much. The good performance, revenue is up, net profit up, EPS 41.31, a dividend of 16 rupees per share of 10. Our book value has somewhat gone down. And what I'm very happy is transferred 3,000 crore to general reserve. This is a very good sign because many of the balance sheets I don't find this sort of in the balance sheet transferring to general reserve. Now I congratulate for all the awards and the accolades. I also appreciate the CSR work done. I would like to know whether we have gone for ESG rating, and if so, what is our rating score? Now my queries, we are in aviation fuel, LPG refining. Where is our margin is good? Hello. When will the disinvestment of the government of India stake in our company will take place? Any investor identified? How much percentage is spent on R&D of the total production? How many staff are there in R&D, average age, and the attrition percentage? Rest, many have spoken on so many aspects. So I stop here. I have supported all the resolution. Thank you very much. And now Mr. Aloysius Mascarenes will speak.
Next speaker.
Next speaker.
Hello. I'm a next speaker. So I start my speech. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're
Am
audible.
I audible, sir? Yeah. Respected Chairman, sir, very distinguished members of the board, and my fellow shareholders. Good afternoon to you all. My name is Aloshan Mascarenas. At the outset, I thank the management, company secretary and team for sending me the e-balance sheet which I received on time. Our results are excellent as shown by facts and figures and a good dividend. Since many questions have been asked and there are more than 7 AGMs going on concurrently, so I will be very brief. I have only one question to ask, and that is the current scenario is on electrification. So electric vehicles, electric battery chargers, charging centers. So are we having any of this charging center? I would like to know, because that is the present scenario. So only that question I would like to ask. Rest all the questions have been asked by my predecessor. So I end my speech wishing you personally, all the board members, and more importantly, all the employees, all the very best in the days and years to come. With this, sir, thank you very much for patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Vinod Agarwal. Hello, sir. So I request you to unmute yourself and move your camera to your face before you proceed with your question. Sir, are you with us? It appears Mr. Agarwal is not with us. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Keval Kumar. Hello, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself before you proceed.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, respected Chairman, sir, board members, and all present in the meeting. Myself is Keval Kumar from New Delhi. Chairman, sir, our company could not perform well in 21-22 as compared to last year due to various geopolitical reasons and capping of diesel, petrol, and LPG price by the Government of India. Further trend in the current year is also not promising, as company has already incurred loss of rupees 6,148 in first quarter and will continue incurring losses in forthcoming quarters. Nobody knows how long the Ukraine war will continue and when the crude prices will come down to $75–80. Sir, you will kindly agree that no business can run for long, incurring losses by selling its products below cost of production. Given the present scenario, I request you that all three OMCs should collectively approach Honorable Petroleum Minister as well as Honorable Finance Minister for some relief package for OMC. Government must reimburse the losses up to break-even price of diesel, petrol and LPG, either by budgetary support or by any other way, like, for example, companies can issue non-convertible interest-free debentures of 10 years duration for reducing their interest cost, or government can issue oil bonds of longer duration, etc. Sir, respected sir, shareholders as well as Government of India has already eroded their wealth by 40% as compared to last year. And in case remedial measures are not taken, this GEM PSU will not remain GEM in years to come. Sir, in the last, I have 3 questions for your consideration. First one is, what is the present GRMs of company in the month of August 22? My second question is, what is the loss per liter of diesel, petrol and LPG in August 22 when crude is $100 per barrel? My third question is, what is the average purchase cost of crude in August 22? I hope that I have not spoken goody-goody for the company, but I have shown realities to the board members as well as you, and also to the government directors. The independent directors and government directors must approach the government in this direction and save this gem from becoming a dust. That's all. In the end, I am thankful to Secretarial Department for giving me opportunity to express my views. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Inviting once again Mr. Vinod Agarwal.
Yeah,
Hello, sir.
yeah, this is Vinod Agarwal. Sir, I've gone through your annual report. The last year's revenue was 4 lakh 33,406 crores, a PAT of 8,788 crores, sir. Now, my 2 or 3 queries, sir. One is, what is the amount of investment in Mozambique and Brazil that the company has made? These are likely to come into operation this year. And what are the targets of revenues coming from them? And e-mobility, you have started this, then what will be your total capex that you're planning to do for, you're planning for 1,20,000 crores over the next 5 years. And in the e-mobility, you've started only one road, Chennai, Trichy, Madurai, and back to Chennai. Now, how many other roads you have planned, sir? You're going national, but on a priority basis, what would be the Mumbai, Bangalore road or something of that kind? Are you planning, or Mumbai, Delhi highway? Are you planning on the priority basis for the e-mobility? Are renewable energy you're planning for 30 gigawatt by 2030? So I am wishing the company all the best. Petrochemical will be for ethylene and Bina and polypropylene at Kochi, sir. I have gone through your annual report, sir. I wish the company all the best and let the company keep on growing. Sir, signing off, Vinod Agarwal from Mumbai. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Sumit Rora. Hello, sir. I request you to unmute yourself and switch on your camera before you proceed.
Yes, madam. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to the board of directors and honorable chairman. So today, we are going through a very challenging phase, as is evident globally. So, sir, we have umpteen amount of trust and faith and confidence, in the management of BPCL, and hence, can you please help guide us through this difficult journey? There are a few things which I would like to, bring to your kind attention, sir. So one is that, as you're aware that, on December 5th, the EU sanctions are going to kick into Russia, wherein, you're going to come a point of time when Russian products are also going to be banned, right? So effectively what's going to happen is that your cracks on petroleum products is even going to go higher, because nearly 0.7 million barrels per day of, finished product is not going to be allowed to be accessible. So because of that, there could be a possibility where cracks can be elevated for a long period of time, because no one knows that. It's an unknown uncertain, right? Now, sir, it's been very challenging for us, because Q1, clearly demonstrated that, we are, faced with a, financial challenge. And not only us, it's been the entire industry. Now, sir, our company, rather all companies work on, maximum PAT margin of 2 to 3%, right? So effectively, to have losses of nearly 6,000 crore or whatever we did in Q1 is clearly not a sustainable path, right? And today, the Indian economy's growth story is dependent on our company. Today, we are the guys today who actually supply fuel to the Indian economy, right? Because today, if the Indian oil marketing companies are robust and efficient, it will only pay way to grow the Indian economy, right? Otherwise, because the private sector guys are not, contributing in fuel sales. So today the entire onus is on the oil marketing companies, and clearly, there is clearly some amount of stress which is visible, because borrowing costs have gone up. There is some amount of debt which has also increased. So, sir, what's the path ahead? What's the outlook ahead? Because BPCL is a very valuable company. Today, sir, I was just going through our annual report. Today our asset value is about 1,80,000 crore. Okay. And our market cap is about 70,000. Out of that, we have about $2 billion of holding of Petronet and IGL. So effectively today, Bharat Petroleum is extremely valuable, and it does not deserve to trade at market cap of 70,000. At least it deserves to trade at its asset value, which is 1,80,000 crore or maybe 2 lakh crore, as all companies globally trade at or above asset value. So clearly, we have a company which is extremely valuable, extremely precious. So sir, the thing is that, but there is some amount of, uncertainty, or I don't know why the market doesn't value the company, but, it's a very valuable and it's a very precious asset. So if you can please help, understand what's the path ahead for us. So July 8th, if I'm not wrong, I read a report, wherein Oil Ministry had approached Finance Ministry for LPG compensation of nearly 44,000 crore. So have we at least, got that money? Because, that will kind of, settle nerve of investors that, some amount of money has come in and, because ultimately, sir, we want the company to grow. I mean, the end objective is that, Bharat Petroleum should be leading the way ahead, so we just want the best interest of you and our company. Hence, if you can just help understand. And so just one more thing I would like to highlight to you is that today, we have 20,000 fuel outlets. Okay. Not many companies globally have this kind of reach, and strength. And so, globally, if you see that, the deals happening in this space are about, about 4 to 5 crore rupees have converted into Indian rupee. So effectively, our marketing business itself is worth more than 1 lakh crore. Whereas our entire market cap today of Bharat Petroleum is 70,000 or whatever it is, 72,000. So sir, so in every manner we are a very, very valuable company. Just that few things need to be aligned correctly, and it'll unlock value for shareholders, and more importantly, it'll unlock value for the government of India, which is basically the majority owner. So sir, I would humbly request if you can please help understand the path ahead for BPCL from here on, sir. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best and good luck and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Debojit Bilal. Hello, sir. I request you to unmute yourself and switch on your camera before you proceed with your question.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hope I am audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Thank you for this opportunity. Firstly, before beginning with my question, I would like to thank the company secretary side and plus the technical team who on Sunday's date had given a call and got the needful done about the connectivity part on the Zoom link. Okay, so it is being a government, that is government company, so such care are been taken in today's time. It's really appreciated. So my few questions are there. As on today's presentation, I have got to know there is a ethanol blending which will be of 10%. So what is the capex that company is planning going forward in the ethanol segment? Okay, and how much contribution and how much capex that is costing will be internal or it will be from debt? Okay. Secondly, I would like to understand here as future is EV, electronic vehicle. It's electronic vehicles and plus combination of ethanols and other segments. So the consumption of petroleum power dependent on the petroleum product will be much less. Okay. So what all plan companies planning to overcome this, or as a subsidize, you can say alternative for the revenue growth or the profit growth for the future part, and how soon that will come into picture? Okay. And as I was going to the dividend and bonus of this history of BPCL, okay, I have got few updates that on 2016-17 company has given 1:1 bonus consecutively for 16 and 17, and plus there was a good dividend of 32 to 35 rupees. Okay, every year on year. So I just want to understand, as a shareholder, see if we check at the moment, the company share is trading somewhere around 40% low from the 52 week high. Okay, but as a shareholder should be rewarded, I think the dividend should be something at least of 30 to 35 rupees year on year. That should continue even if you are not issuing bonus or split. Okay, and I can understand the situation is very volatile, or you can say due to Russia-Ukraine war, the pressure is very much high. Okay, but still, if it is possible, I think the reward should continue to the shareholder of being passing on the dividend. Okay, and one more thing I came to know about Arun sir, that soon uh, he has completed the tenure of 37 years with this company. And okay, I would say, sir, it will be good that you can get some extension for this company and continue as a chairman and MD for this company, because as you are saying, 37 years you have served for this particular company. So it will be a second home for you, sir, right? And the kind of expertise that you will be having, I'm sure other people or other director, whoever will come, it will take them time. So rather than appointing a new director, MD or chairman, I think you should take an appointment or not an appointment. You can place a request to the government or even to the board members also for the extension of your tenure. Because rightly Manoj ji also said that जब तक इंसान का दिल और दिमाग चलता है, इंसान कभी रिटायर नहीं होता है. So I think sir, you should continue because ये आपका second घर है, BPCL, and the kind of expertise you are having to make this company grow and all, it should continue, sir. So that's it. And one last thing I would like to share, as I'm from Mumbai and shareholder of the company, okay, I would like to get an opportunity to visit the plant of Mumbai because I have heard that it's one of the best world-class company that BPCL has in Mumbai refinery. So if I get an opportunity to visit, or what is the procedure to visit the plant of Mumbai plant, would be very interested. And if you can help me on that part also. And thank you, the presentation, the AGM, the way Arun sir has explained each and everything was super, no doubt. Being a government company, always have a question, कि government company कैसा करेगा, लोग का performance हर time ठीक नहीं रहता है. But still, I find that this is one of the company which is growing, and I feel हाँ ये आगे जाके और grow करेगा. Because I have attended different AGM also where the chairman आया, ठीक है ये आपने जो AGM का बुक से आपने पढ़ लिया होगा, पूरा पढ़ लिया होगा, क्वेश्चन आंसर लेते खत्म करते. But here from last, I think more than 40-45 minutes, Arun sir has explained each and every detail step by step. Okay, so काफी एक interesting चीज जानने भी मिलता है, information भी आता रहता है. Okay, and it was really good. I felt the way.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but your time is almost up. I request you to please wrap your question.
Sir, ma'am, I have done with the question. Only thing I would request Arun sir, आप extension के लिए apply कीजिए, because I think you will be the best person to do the. आप ही कर सकते हैं company के आगे के future planning and all. So, thank you, sir. Thank you everyone, and bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Inviting the next speaker, Mr. Dharmesh Ratanshi Thakkar. Hello, sir.
Namaste, Arunji. Namaste.
Sir, I'm sorry, we can't hear you. I request you to unmute yourself. Sir, I request you to unmute your microphone. It appears we are experiencing a technical difficulty with Mr. Thakkar. That concludes all the speaker shareholder addresses. I now invite the respected chairman to take over once again. Sir, over to you.
Dear shareholders, thank you for speaking at the AGM and raising so many important points for discussion. As we prepare our response, a short film on BPCL will be played.
The financial year 2021-22 started with the re-emerging challenges of the second wave of COVID. To support the healthcare system, BPCL upgraded its facilities at refineries to supply free gaseous oxygen, set up PSA oxygen plants, and supplied life-saving equipments to hospitals. Despite challenges, we continue to serve the growing fueling needs of the nation. In a far-reaching strategic move, Bharat Oman Refineries Limited, our 100% subsidiary, was amalgamated with Bharat Petroleum, which brings us substantial logistics, operational and talent pool synergies. With the changing global energy landscape, BPCL is stepping up its diversification into 6 strategic growth areas to create additional revenue streams. The capex outlay of around Rs 1.4 lakh crore has been planned for these strategic areas in the next 5 years. Kochi Refinery has become the first Indian refinery to produce 5 world-scale derivatives of propylene. To boost petchem production further, additional infrastructure is being set up at Kochi Refinery and a new 1.2 million metric tons per annum ethylene cracker unit at Bina Refinery. Expanding its natural gas footprints, BPCL stands among the top 3 CGD players in the country and is poised to become a significant player in the growing Indian natural gas market. BPCL is among the first corporates in India to announce the goal to achieve net zero in Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions by the year 2040 to curb carbon footprint. To realize this aspiration, target to reach 1 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2025 and then 10 gigawatt by 2040 has been taken. Ensuring greater energy security and a cleaner environment through usage of biofuels, blending of more than 10% ethanol achieved in petrol as per the government roadmap. BPCL is dovetailing the fuel and non-fuel offerings through in and out stores, focusing on small towns and rural areas, enrolling rural women folk entrepreneurs called Urja Devis. With a novel concept of creating fast-charging highway corridors, BPCL has adopted the Chennai-Trichy-Madurai highway on a pilot basis, which will be expanded to other major highways. The expansion of fuel retailing network and transforming fuel stations into energy stations with a plethora of offerings has been the focus of this year. With these strategic initiatives, BPCL marches forward on the path of growth and sustainability, energizing lives, energizing the planet. The financial year 2021-22 started with the re-emerging challenges of the second wave of COVID. To support the healthcare system, BPCL upgraded its facilities at refineries to supply free gaseous oxygen, set up PSA oxygen plants, and supplied life-saving equipments to hospitals. Despite challenges, we continue to serve the growing fueling needs of the nation. In a far-reaching strategic move, Bharat Oman Refineries Limited, our 100% subsidiary, was amalgamated with Bharat Petroleum, which brings us substantial logistics, operational and talent pool synergies. With the changing global energy landscape, BPCL is stepping up its diversification into 6 strategic growth areas to create additional revenue streams. The capex outlay of around Rs 1.4 lakh crore has been planned for these strategic areas in the next 5 years. Kochi Refinery has become the first Indian refinery to produce 5 world-scale derivatives of propylene. To boost petchem production further, additional infrastructure is being set up at Kochi Refinery and a new 1.2 million metric tons per annum ethylene cracker unit at Bina Refinery. Expanding its natural gas footprints, BPCL stands among the top 3 CGD players in the country and is poised to become a significant player in the growing Indian natural gas market. BPCL is among the first corporates in India to announce the goal to achieve net zero in Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions by the year 2040 to curb carbon footprint. To realize this aspiration, target to reach 1 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2025 and then 10 gigawatt by 2040 has been taken. Ensuring greater energy security and a cleaner environment through usage of biofuels, blending of more than 10% ethanol achieved in petrol as per the government roadmap. BPCL is dovetailing the fuel and non-fuel offerings through in and out stores, focusing on small towns and rural areas, enrolling rural women folk entrepreneurs called Urja Devis. With a novel concept of creating fast-charging highway corridors, BPCL has adopted the Chennai-Trichy-Madurai highway on a pilot basis, which will be expanded to other major highways. The expansion of fuel retailing network and transforming fuel stations into energy stations with a plethora of offerings has been the focus of this year. With these strategic initiatives, BPCL marches forward on the path of growth and sustainability, energizing lives, energizing the planet. The financial year 2021-22 started with the re-emerging challenges of the second wave of COVID. To support the healthcare system, BPCL upgraded its facilities at refineries to supply free gaseous oxygen, set up PSA oxygen plants, and supplied life-saving equipments to hospitals. Despite challenges, we continue to serve the growing fueling needs of the nation. In a far-reaching strategic move, Bharat Oman Refineries Limited, our 100% subsidiary, was amalgamated with Bharat Petroleum, which brings us substantial logistics, operational and talent pool synergies. With the changing global energy landscape, BPCL is stepping up its diversification into 6 strategic growth areas to create additional revenue streams. The capex outlay of around Rs 1.4 lakh crore has been planned for these strategic areas in the next 5 years. Kochi Refinery has become the first Indian refinery to produce 5 world-scale derivatives of propylene. To boost petchem production further, additional infrastructure is being set up at Kochi Refinery and a new 1.2 million metric tons per annum ethylene cracker unit at Bina Refinery. Expanding its natural gas footprints, BPCL stands among the top 3 CGD players in the country and is poised to become a significant player in the growing Indian natural gas market. BPCL is among the first corporates in India to announce the goal to achieve net zero in Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions by the year 2040 to curb carbon footprint. To realize this aspiration, target to reach 1 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2025 and then 10 gigawatt by 2040 has been taken. Ensuring greater energy security and a cleaner environment through usage of biofuels, blending of more than 10% ethanol achieved in petrol as per the government roadmap. BPCL is dovetailing the fuel and non-fuel offerings through in and out stores, focusing on small towns and rural areas, enrolling rural women folk entrepreneurs called Urja Devis. With a novel concept of creating fast-charging highway corridors, BPCL has adopted the Chennai-Trichy-Madurai highway on a pilot basis, which will be expanded to other major highways. The expansion of fuel retailing network and transforming fuel stations into energy stations with a plethora of offerings has been the focus of this year. With these strategic initiatives, BPCL marches forward on the path of growth and sustainability, energizing lives, energizing the planet. The financial year 2021-22 started with the re-emerging challenges of the second wave of COVID. To support the healthcare system, BPCL upgraded its facilities at refineries to supply free gaseous oxygen, set up PSA oxygen plants, and supplied life-saving equipments to hospitals. Despite challenges, we continue to serve the growing fueling needs of the nation. In a far-reaching strategic move, Bharat Oman Refineries Limited, our 100% subsidiary, was amalgamated with Bharat Petroleum, which brings us substantial logistics, operational and talent pool synergies. With the changing global energy landscape, BPCL is stepping up its diversification into 6 strategic growth areas to create additional revenue streams. The capex outlay of around Rs 1.4 lakh crore has been planned for these strategic areas in the next 5 years. Kochi Refinery has become the first Indian refinery to produce 5 world-scale derivatives of propylene. To boost petchem production further, additional infrastructure is being set up at Kochi Refinery and a new 1.2 million metric tons per annum ethylene cracker unit at Bina Refinery. Expanding its natural gas footprints, BPCL stands among the top 3 CGD players in the country and is poised to become a significant player in the growing Indian natural gas market. BPCL is among the first corporates in India to announce the goal to achieve net zero in Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions by the year 2040 to curb carbon footprint. To realize this aspiration, target to reach 1 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2025 and then 10 gigawatt by 2040 has been taken. Ensuring greater energy security and a cleaner environment through usage of biofuels, blending of more than 10% ethanol achieved in petrol as per the government roadmap. BPCL is dovetailing the fuel and non-fuel offerings through in and out stores, focusing on small towns and rural areas, enrolling rural women folk entrepreneurs called Urja Devis. With a novel concept of creating fast-charging highway corridors, BPCL has adopted the Chennai-Trichy-Madurai highway on a pilot basis, which will be expanded to other major highways. The expansion of fuel retailing network and transforming fuel stations into energy stations with a plethora of offerings has been the focus of this year. With these strategic initiatives, BPCL marches forward on the path of growth and sustainability, energizing lives, energizing the planet. The financial year 2021-22 started with the re-emerging challenges of the second wave of COVID. To support the healthcare system, BPCL upgraded its facilities at refineries to supply free gaseous oxygen, set up PSA oxygen plants, and supplied life-saving equipments to hospitals. Despite challenges, we continue to serve the growing fueling needs of the nation. In a far-reaching strategic move, Bharat Oman Refineries Limited, our 100% subsidiary, was amalgamated with Bharat Petroleum, which brings us substantial logistics, operational and talent pool synergies. With the changing global energy landscape, BPCL is stepping up its diversification into 6 strategic growth areas to create additional revenue streams. The capex outlay of around Rs 1.4 lakh crore has been planned for these strategic areas in the next 5 years. Kochi Refinery has become the first Indian refinery to produce 5 world-scale derivatives of propylene. To boost petchem production further, additional infrastructure is being set up at Kochi Refinery and a new 1.2 million metric tons per annum ethylene cracker unit at Bina Refinery. Expanding its natural gas footprints, BPCL stands among the top 3 CGD players in the country and is poised to become a significant player in the growing Indian natural gas market. BPCL is among the first corporates in India to announce the goal to achieve net zero in Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions by the year 2040 to curb carbon footprint. To realize this aspiration, target to reach 1 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2025 and then 10 gigawatt by 2040 has been taken. Ensuring greater energy security and a cleaner environment through usage of biofuels, blending of more than 10% ethanol achieved in petrol as per the government roadmap. BPCL is dovetailing the fuel and non-fuel offerings through in and out stores, focusing on small towns and rural areas, enrolling rural women folk entrepreneurs called Urja Devis. With a novel concept of creating fast-charging highway corridors, BPCL has adopted the Chennai-Trichy-Madurai highway on a pilot basis, which will be expanded to other major highways. The expansion of fuel retailing network and transforming fuel stations into energy stations with a plethora of offerings has been the focus of this year. With these strategic initiatives, BPCL marches forward on the path of growth and sustainability, energizing lives, energizing the planet. The financial year 2021-22 started with the re-emerging challenges of the second wave of COVID. To support the healthcare system, BPCL upgraded its facilities at refineries to supply free gaseous oxygen, set up PSA oxygen plants, and supplied life-saving equipments to hospitals. Despite challenges, we continue to serve the growing fueling needs of the nation. In a far-reaching strategic move, Bharat Oman Refineries Limited, our 100% subsidiary, was amalgamated with Bharat Petroleum, which brings us substantial logistics, operational and talent pool synergies. With the changing global energy landscape, BPCL is stepping up its diversification into 6 strategic growth areas to create additional revenue streams. The capex outlay of around Rs 1.4 lakh crore has been planned for these strategic areas in the next 5 years. Kochi Refinery has become the first Indian refinery to produce 5 world-scale derivatives of propylene. To boost petchem production further, additional infrastructure is being set up at Kochi Refinery and a new 1.2 million metric tons per annum ethylene cracker unit at Bina Refinery. Expanding its natural gas footprints, BPCL stands among the top 3 CGD players in the country and is poised to become a significant player in the growing Indian natural gas market.
Good afternoon. We are back to answer some of your questions, and gradually we have segregated these questions in some boxes, and we'll try to give an answer to each box relevant boxes, bigger boxes. So first and foremost, we want to give you that EV question, that what will happen to the world energy demand and Indian energy demand. So far primary energy is concerned, our world over, it will continue to grow, it is likely to grow up to 2030. And India in particular, energy demand will keep growing up to 2040, at least for sure. It can go up to 2045, 50 even, but even best case scenarios, Indian energy demand will keep going up and up to 2040. Energy demand in India can be met only from three sources, as you know. There currently the world over, there are four energy sources, that is oil and gas, coal and natural gas, and renewable now picking up in a big way. Our country profile in all scenarios, all the experts of the world are united in their views that Indian petrol, diesel and petrol, particularly the petroleum product demand in India, will keep rising up to 2040. So one question that you are concerned that what will happen to our existing business, my answer to you is it will keep growing, albeit it will not grow at the rate that it was growing, but still it will keep growing. So your assets are safe, it will keep sweating at least up to 2040. And therefore that is the answer number one, to allay your fears. Second, that EV. As you know, EV is welcome change. In fact, it is good that it is coming. But EV growth is also essentially is predicated on what happens to technology in battery manufacturing. Current, after this world metal crisis, as you know, lithium prices have stopped falling, and current battery price for a typical market is around $170, $180 per kilowatt hour. So EV's capex will continue to be high as compared to conventional IC engines, at least for the time being, unless some real technology innovation happens. And I repeat, science changes slow, technology changes fast. So technology evolution can happen any moment, and suddenly new material can come. But as of now, lithium batteries are definitely, I would not say cost prohibitive, but for a country like ours, a very limited success will be there unless technology comes in a big way and price falls substantially. Second, as you know, we are addressing, you asked the question that how many EV stations, but at the same time, I want to make a very emphatic statement that personally I don't see EV as a great threat to our existence, at least for 10-15 years. It is a complementary energy source, and we believe that we need to join this business because so that we can participate in its share. We have done many places EV charging station, but directionally, the one thing that we are focusing on is the highway, particularly car mobility charging, because range anxiety continues to be very high for car owners if they are driving on highways. While for city, if you notice, two-wheelers are getting charged at home, four-wheelers very top-up charging, or two-wheeler also will have only top-up charging in cities. And moreover, our city sites are very small. Highway, of course, our sites are big. We can do this very comfortably, address people concerned. And highway, we are moving progressively. I mentioned in my address that 200 highways are currently under execution. So so that the range anxiety of a customer is taken care of. So as of now, our plan in EV is to do EV charging infrastructure at our retail outlets, that too primarily focused in the direction of highway. Now coming to third question, that is renewable business. I explained to you that we have big plan, but also we should be mindful that our country's salvation, after of course it is power sector, particularly the solar has done very well, and if power sector becomes really competitive and good, then naturally some of the mobility will go to EV. And if that happens, but still I want to make a very emphatic statement, if for next few years, at least 10-15 years, as of now, we don't see as a big threat. It is a threat, but not a big threat, particularly for India, because our growth, economic growth, has to accelerate first, and we can't afford to slow down the economic growth by any means, because to improve the quality of life of our people, we have to be in the high energy consumption mode for next 10 to 15 years. And therefore, there is room for everyone. There is a room for solar, there is a room for wind, there is a room for EV, and there is a room for fossil fuel. Of course, coal will give some space to lesser polluting fuels, and therefore you would notice that we have gas also, we have pitched high for next 15-20 years as a transition fuel. Should the world move to EV after 15-20 years, world we may move before, world particularly some countries may move before, but our country will grow with all these four till the energy equilibrium comes and the price equilibrium sets in. And this, we feel that in our view, this is little away. So this is answer to your first question. Second question, which I thought we must address it for you, is that we share your concern. In fact, we share your concern on profitability. Profits of the Q1 was, really bad. I would say it was really bad. And but one thing we must tell you, that we are mindful that we can't let the nation down with our prosperity. So we are trying to strike a balance between national imperatives and our imperatives. There is a limit, I agree with you, there is a limit to losses that we can take, and we think that we are better, but still we are not out of blue. We can't say that we are out of red, but definitely petrol is become better. Petrol losses are not much now. Diesel, of course, losses are not as high as it was in July. So we are hoping that either a mix of price intervention or government intervention or a part of cost intervention, a combination of these three should be able to sail us through. In our business, we want to tell you very clearly that in our business there could be, always has been a game of under recovery and over recovery, because we can't transfer volatility. The way world is volatile, we can't transfer this volatility to our Indian masses. So we insulate to some extent, but yes, there is a limit to insulate this unless there are roles for every stakeholder in the system. I'm sure we are responsible enough that each agency will play its role when it comes to a real-time basis. I'm not here to commit you a date, that by what date it will get corrected, but this much I can assure you that ultimately company will do well. It is not the first time we have gone through this. In fact, in the last 10 years, you would see in one quarter we had worse performance than what we had in last quarter. So it is not that it has happened first time. It is not that it will happen last time. So it comes and goes. So it goes with a stride, and ultimately on the longer horizon of time, it will even out. That is our belief. So we also want you to share this belief as much as we believe in it, and so that it is something that is a temporary phase, it will go away. But definitely we will balance the interest of customers as well as our own interest. Will be very, in fact, there are times when we had a very good over recovery, there are times when we have very bad under recovery. But it will even out in I will say that in tandem with national need or our national masses need. Some of you have also expressed concern about LPG price and all that, but LPG price, as you know, is import parity. So if the more than 50% of the LPG we import, and we have no choice but to transfer the price to customer. We have absorbed some price in past, but as I told you, there was a limit to absorb, and therefore next month onwards, September onwards, if everything goes well, we are out of LPG losses as well. So this is something, a macro picture we wanted to give you. You have asked about last year profit as well. Why 21-22 profit is less than 20-21 profit, right? So that we just wanted to tell you that the 19,000 plus crore profit had around 9 to 10,000 components coming from sale of our stake in Maligarh Refinery Limited. We sold because in the run-up to disinvestment, planned disinvestment, it was decided to sell NRL stake so that it remains a PSU. And in order to do that, we had to sell this share to Oil India Limited and EIL and Assam government combined. That profit was around 9,000 crore. If you knock out that, then it is almost there. It is 1,000, 2,000 crore here and there. So it is major reason for drop in profit was because we have, that you should be more than happy that we have no asset to sell, and therefore the profit went down. So this is something that, sole reason I addressed that it was basically NRL sale which lifted the profit in 2020-21. 21-22 there was no asset to sell, so naturally that downward correction would happen. Fourth thing you asked about ethanol. Two questions in ethanol you asked. One question was how much company is going to commit capex for ethanol. As you know that ethanol is fully outsourced product. We don't manufacture except for 100 KL 1G and 100 KL per day 2G plant. This is all investment by private people. Of course, we have given a guarantee to buy these numbers, some numbers from them, and that commitment, based on that commitment, people are putting up plants. So we have hardly any capex, a small capex in depot and terminal for adding some tank. That also I think we have complete some 100 crore, 150 crore may be still required, but it's not a capex that should is a big capex. Of course, big capex is happening in private sector. 131 plants are supposed to come up, assuming that each plant costs around 100-200 crore, depending on capacity, of course. So there will be around 15,000 crore investment, but that will be by private sector. Now coming to blending percentage, blending we have hit 10%, and next year we are 100% sure that will be more than 10%. Of course, there is some preparatory work involved, some directions involved, so that will happen, and therefore country will at least reduce its import bill to the extent it is possible. So this is so far ethanol is concerned. One more question, last question which I will answer, and then I will request Director of Finance to answer some of the questions, and then on energy related, some refinery related, green energy related, I will request Director of Refineries to answer. But before we go to one question, before we go to Gupta ji, one question that I would like to answer is Brazil and Mozambique. You said what is investment so far and what is likely investment further. Brazil in the discovery, as you know, in this business, there is exploration and then development and then production. Exploration phase in both the places are complete. In exploration phase, we have spent in Brazil around $1 billion, so roughly 8,000 crore. Today's, of course, that earlier currency rates were much lower, so $1 billion you can take if you take in dollar terms, because that will only remain flat. And now in development phase, for our 40% share in one field, we'll be investing $1.6 billion for development, which will give us roughly 0.5 billion, what we call is 450, 470 million barrel oil equivalent. So that is something that the field size is, and that will happen within the next 3 years, and therefore 26 we expect this money to come in. So far Brazil, this I have answered you for Brazil. For Mozambique, unfortunately, we were ready with the investment plan, everything. As you know, all the oil world majors are there in Mozambique. Now Total is the operator. Total is the oil major of the world. And in the adjacent field, and then Japanese are there with us. In adjacent field, Chinese are there and ENI is there. ENI is the Italian company. So it is a huge field. And they had some small law and order problem which has been sorted out now. And we are hopeful that from H1 of 2023, that is January basically, calendar year, it should start, it should take off. So there we have already spent around 1.6 billion on exploration and all that. And now another 1.5 to 1.7, 1.8 billion will have to be spent on the LNG trains. So Mozambique is something that is also on course, and that is also 3 to 4 year project. So both cash flow starts only from 2026. I think I am done with what I want. I had major questions which were top of the head questions. Now over to our Director of Finance.
Good afternoon. Some of the questions I will answer one by one. The one question is, what is the impact on our profitability after merger of BGRL and BORL? So, you know, BORL is having a refining capacity of 7.8 MMT. The major benefits are in terms of logistics and capital restructuring and manpower synergies. But beyond that, there are three significant contributions it can add to BPCL. One is the tax efficiencies. Earlier, the entire majority of the product is moving under interstate sale, whereas now, majority of the products we can move on our own without treating it as an interstate sale. Second one is, BORL was having a borrowing book of around 7,000 crore. Compared to BPCL, the borrowing costs are on a higher side in BORL. After the merger, the entire borrowing book has been transferred to BPCL. Definitely, we are negotiating for the repricing terms. Definitely, there will be alignment between our borrowing cost and BORL borrowing cost. And third one is, Bina is a high complex refinery as compared to other two refineries. Definitely, when all the high complex refinery, the refining margins will be slightly higher as compared to other refineries. So with the 7.8 MMT, whatever be the net refining margins, it will be directly incremental to BPCL EBITDA. So these are the major benefits for the BORL. And the BGRL, definitely the cost of financing and financing the projects will be easier after the merger. So the projects will fasten up and it can complete in time. There is one question related to the bonus shares. As you know, on periodic basis, BPCL always declare bonus shares. We are sure at an appropriate time, based on the conditions existing, the board may consider in future whenever there is a need for issuing any bonus shares. There is one question related to why the book value has come down from March 21 to March 22. The major reason for reduction of the book value is only for the distribution of the dividend, final dividend, what we have declared for 2021. The distribution has happened in 21-22, which is much higher than the EPS what we have generated in 21-22. So that is the reason why the book value of the company share has come down during this year. So I request Mr. Sanjay Khanna to clarify on other questions related to refining.
Good afternoon. There was a query on product from our R&D center. I'm very pleased to announce that this year we have launched a product called Super Absorbent Polymer. This product was conceptualized at R&D lab, and we have started its commercial production in our Kochi refinery. This is a product which is used for hygiene products for ladies and children. And already 4 batches are delivered to customer, and we got very positive feedback. And we are looking for scale up of this product in the long run. The second product which has come out, which is a common public interest, is high efficient gas stove. The typical efficiency of the gas stove is around 68%, and our scientists have designed a gas stove whose efficiency is 74%. So these were the 2 products of public interest which we are proud of, and we are seeing a long future for these products. Another question was that about ESG rating of the company, and I'm very pleased to announce that Dow Jones Sustainability Index is a very reputed agency who has done the rating for 30 global companies, and the rating of BPCL was 8th amongst all, and it was the topmost rating for any Indian refineries. Thank you very much.
So, in fact, would you like, there was a question on retail outlet network today and the plans for next 2-3 years. Would you like to answer that?
Yeah.
Sukmal?
Yeah, good afternoon. Presently, we have 20,000 plus retail network, and our focus now onwards is to reach in the areas where we are not present. So most of the areas have been covered, but we plan to move into the highly remote areas and the places where we are not present. Otherwise, we feel that our presence is now quite good, and I think only in the emerging markets will be expanding further. Thank you.
So, with this we come to the end of answer session. We have discussed all the businesses, and the meeting is coming to closure. Thank you once again for your questions and engagements. In case of any further questions, shareholders can send an email to Company Secretary. After e-voting is over, the consolidated voting results cast through remote e-voting and e-voting at AGM on all resolutions, once finalized, shall be communicated to the stock exchanges and also placed on the company's website within 48 hours of conclusion of AGM of the company. I would like to thank all the directors and members for attending this meeting. E-voting facility will be open for 15 minutes. I therefore request the equity shareholders to cast their votes within 15 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I, R.P. Natek, member, on behalf of all the members, thank the Chairman, Shri Arun Kumar Singh, for conducting the proceedings of the meeting smoothly. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.